my fellow nerds. Welcome to the stream. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm Braethorn. And now I'm doing like manly reviews and cutting off echo and reverb as it goes. How's it going, everybody? Sorry, I started this stream just like I did last one, 30 minutes late, but both days we had dinner kind of late, and it's been hard to get quality time with Ari, with my girlfriend, so we do try to have dinner together as often as possible. So, work stuff on both sides. I do apologize for that, but here we are. And we're gonna talk about computers. If you were worried that we're not gonna talk about computers, I don't know where you're getting your info from, but worry no more. It's kind of all we do. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for those of you who had to sit through ads. I do apologize. Having ads on the YouTube stream is a fairly new thing for me. I was advised that YouTube will push the stream to more viewers if it knows that it's going to get more money by playing mid-roll ads. So I don't get much out of those. But the idea of getting this information out to more people who are new to the PC scene sounds great to me, even though it comes at great cost. I'm sorry, guys. But welcome, everybody. I'm so happy y'all are here. Had some interesting developments today. A lot of meetings today. Stuff I'm looking forward to telling y'all about. Some of it hasn't panned out just yet. Yo, Batboy1210 Bat, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the swarm. For your help in building my PC. I don't remember helping you build your PC, but I'm sure we had a great time. I imagine the content helped out, and I'm really happy to hear that. Let me say hi to everybody. Okay, so Lone Vaquero first again. You are as a cowboy should be, because he's vaquero. That's what that means, cowboy, by the way. For those who don't know, you are quick on the draw when it comes to those notifications. Thank you for that. Batboy, welcome. Dark Force 2008, what's up? Rurutu, happy Friday. Almost. You're a little early, but to be early is to be on time, and to be on time is also to be on time. Don't let them fool you on that one. Got my PC built, and I went with that RTX 4068 gig. Gonna get lots of 1080p gaming goodness out of that, I imagine. Congrats on that. Skeeter Gaming, triple hello right back at you. Observer of Thoughts, what's going on? I'm going through Twitch right now, these right here. YouTube, I will be right with y'all. Skeeter, I already said hi 3 times, but I'm saying hi again. Jolin True, what's up? Lotto Gatto, sorry to hear that you're not feeling well, but I hope that everything went well with your PC ordering shenanigans. Barutu, lunar eclipse tonight. Oh man, I'm gonna miss that because I'm gonna be here with y'all, so that's cool. Hey, it's important we understand. Thank you, Skeeter. Appreciate that. Bone Shock, sweet. Just as I walked through the door, 14-hour workday. Yikes. Well, how about a few hours of chill times with the nerds? Like, that's, you can't ask for much more than that. Coggle, what's up? Sorry, still no Jane hat. I need to just turn off that point redemption. I'm very sorry. Sublime Glorious, thank you for the lurk. Appreciate the silent support. All the Americas, north and south. Ooh, part of time zone. Yeah, man, it might be late, so I might see it. Simply Avi, welcome. Thank you for the lurk. Help in picking the GPU. All right, nice. I like getting here first. And yes, fastest finger in the West. Nice. Braxton, thank you for the triple lurk. I appreciate that. I hope you've multiplied into 3 separate instances of yourself to lurk thrice. Okay, fuck it. All right. I note the loan in your name, and I press X to doubt. Kind of gave the game away there. You kind of gave yourself away there. Dark Force, thank you. I do appreciate the lurk. I'm technically wearing the hat. I am technically wearing the hat. And this, by the way, is one of my favorite Firefly themed shirts. I was actually in line for a movie. I forget what movie it was, but the person behind us, I was there with Ari, and we were waiting in line. The person behind us turned to her friend and said, "Look, he's got a shirt of himself on it." And I was like, "You're A-okay in my book." Eclipse is 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Eastern time. So 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. here. Yeah. Team Red or Team Green, NVIDIA versus AMD. Okay. I got to say hi to everybody. Tough, what's going on? Hey, Bray, how you doing? It's commercial, so I won't hear your response. Okay. YouTube, what's going on? Cecil Reed, thank you for telling everyone to hit that like button. And I will thank everyone for following those instructions. That suggestion, I should say. Steve, what's going on? Sailor, how's it going? Sorry to hear you and the like button haven't been getting along. I imagine usually you have, because sometimes you'll come through just to hit the like button. Observer of Thoughts also watching on YouTube. And for those of you who are on a device where you can have multiple tabs open, maybe you mute one tab or something like that, you can support what I do for free by watching on both streams and just muting whichever one you're not actively looking at in the tab, not in the player. Because if you do it in the player, it doesn't necessarily count that as a viewer. At least Twitch acts like that anyway. At least Bray in the crowd here's a nice break from the crazy. Steve, sometimes I bring my own brand of crazy. But it's not, I think it's good crazy. Y'all having a little discussion amongst yourselves that while we were waiting. Thank you for that. Angel Salazar, sorry for the ads. I did explain why I've got to run them on YouTube now. Robert Fixit, welcome. Just got my first ever gaming PC. Started watching your videos, says Kirito Reborn. Well, I will say, Kirito, congratulations on getting your first ever PC. Although usually people do it in the opposite order, where they watch my videos first and then make a purchasing decision. But hopefully you didn't watch my videos and then regret what you had purchased, and that you got something that was appropriate for your budget and also your needs. Big sale happening on Steam right now. Oh boy. Wallets beware. Fowler, how's it going? Brian Rhodes, welcome. Fiona Forbes. Anyone seen the new Daredevil series? I loved the other seasons of it, and I really want to watch it. The OG Daredevil series was a revelation. Revelatory. Got a new ship in Star Trek Online. The Shangri-La class. Nice, sailor. Different kind of sailing, but still nautical in a lot of ways. It's one thing I always kind of liked about Star Trek. It was almost like, you know, submarine combat, the way that they handled it. Very, very cool stuff. Didn't miss out this time. Randomly made it in time. Awesome. Happy to hear it. And thank you for being here. Cecil Reed hit that like button message again. Thank you very much. I wish that your chats had a like button. I would hit that like button if that were the case. Thank you. Arkweld, all good, Bray. Thank you very much. Always comes first, man. Life always comes first. Thank you very much. Sometimes we talk pizza and cheeseburgers. We do sometimes, Simple Green. What's up, by the way? Alice, welcome. Good evening to you as well. YouTube Premium, always a good way to go. Prowler, that's what I do. And you get to watch YouTube ad-free and know that you're still supporting your favorite creators. Passive support is still support. Nice Jane Cobb shirt. Thank you, Decompiler. See, the reason someone in Twitch cashed in using their channel points, which is something you just generate by watching, the put on the Jane hat redemption. I one time when I was cleaning up the setup, I put it in a box and I haven't found it yet. And it's a hand knit Jane hat someone made for me 12 years ago. And I've had it ever since. I need to find that thing. Yes, it has my attention so far. Starting off a little slow. Oh, talking about shows. What show? Oh, Daredevil series, right. Suffer through a few ads to get a great live stream. Cecil, that's a great way to look at it. I appreciate that. Beer Money, what's up? Welcome. Robert, thank you for saying hello to me and also my microphone. Playing Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries, I will watch you tonight. While I watch you tonight. Wet Willy Gaming, thank you very much for doing that. Appreciate it. I haven't played Mech Warrior since Mech Warrior 3. Back then, I think I had a 40 megabyte hard drive, or was it 80? I had to uninstall Mech Warrior 3 after playing that with my friend online, which was very slow, in order to install StarCraft to play that online with my friend. Boy, oh boy, we got it good. I got to tell you, storage prices are so good and only getting better. Deflate EDH. My inability to parse that acronym, it's not an acronym if you can't pronounce it, but whatever, means, Angel, that I probably don't. What is EDH? When you say it, I'm going to be like, oh, duh. But Squirkle, what's going on? For those who don't own it, Doom 2016 is only $2. But at this rate, if people wanted it, they already have it. I believe, yeah, I have that one. Requirement specs for Inzoi just got released today, so now I need to reconsider my PC specs. Been watching your videos all week before I make my final decision, and I'm excited. Fiona, I have to apologize to you. Though I'm currently doing the research for the all-important return episode of System Integrators Weekly, a lot of the information is outdated in System Integrators Weekly, and I do apologize for that. I have my reasons for the hiatus, the several-month hiatus that I had to take. But family does come first. There were some family health issues that dragged on for quite a bit. But all is well. All is well now. I did have to take a break from content for that. But I am doing research for my all-important return episode of SI Weekly. It has to be good. It has to be right. So, yeah. And then they're going to be regular again. Yeah, I kind of did it backwards, but I'm happy with what I purchased. I buy power, specs. Well, I can't tell you, Kirito, if that's good for you, because I don't know what you're using it for, but I hope you enjoy it. That's all that matters, is that it works for what you want to do. $23.99 for Cyberpunk 2077. Very nice. Ray, ever played Armored Core? I have not. MTG Commander, like Magic the Gathering Commander. I never got into Magic the Gathering. I tried, and I mean at its inception, like when I was in school, I tried. I couldn't get into the investment at the time, and I don't think I would now. It's just one of those things where it's like I could have been part of that culture, and I wasn't. So. It's picked up a 4 terabyte Crucial M.2 for just over $200 US. Very cool. Yo, Skeeter Gaming, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to the community. That went to Triceratops. Thank you for bringing them into the swarm. I appreciate that. Tiger Lily, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you. Alucard, what's going on? Welcome. Somebody suggested someone suggested a poll earlier. It was just Team Red versus Team Green. If you wouldn't mind putting that up, I'd appreciate it very much. Unless you're just here to hang out, I could do it if that's the case. $100 playtime limit, Vaquero? That sucks. I'm having a friend case swap. No, I have not read it yet. Well, I did skim it, but it needs my full attention. And it will get it. Okay, Alucard, you're currently building something. I will go and do that poll here in a bit then. Hi, reading my first book of the year, so I have an excuse to buy a new game, says Mr. Clem. Whatever gets you to turn the page. That's all good. Did you read the novels for Firefly? They're really good. I didn't, but I did read some of the comics, which were also very good. Clearly written by people who cared greatly for the IP. PCs are very jaws these days. You're gonna need a bigger memory. I mean, both. Just been playing Once Human. Kirito, I meant more in terms of like what resolution you're gaming at, whether you're doing any streaming or anything else like that. You know, that's the kind of thing. Like, essentially, people come here, and this. Listen up, everybody. If you're new here, I do help people one-on-one, free of charge, with finding the right PC, pre-built PC if you want to go pre-built, or parts list if you want to do a DIY build, whatever. I help one-on-one with that, but there is a process to it. You need to get in line for that. So the way you do that, if you're watching on Twitch, the link has been posting. There it is right there. Again, click that link, fill out that form if you're watching on Twitch, and then you can fill out the form and get in line. And over on YouTube, all you guys got to do is take a look in the description. And in the description, you'll find the very first thing there is a link to the form. You fill it out. It asks you a bunch of questions you should be asking yourself anyway, but nothing too crazy. Just do yourself a favor if you don't want to get roasted, and pay attention to the instructions, because otherwise, when you fill out the form, there's a thing in the beginning that says if you ignore any of the instructions in any of the questions, you agree to be roasted on stream. And it's not just for the benefit of hilarity. It's also to help other people who haven't filled out the form yet understand that it's pretty important to pay attention to that, because it can skew things in the numbers that I get to look at in order to figure out future content. And it also drags out some of these builds, which is no good for anybody who's waiting. Lone Vaquero, yes, you did suggest the poll. All right, give me a second here. You know what's funny? When I opened up Manage Poll, it had the last poll that happened. Do you know what that was? Team Blue or Team Red? Which was overwhelmingly in favor of Team Red. And in this case, we're probably talking about CPUs, not GPUs. Meaning Team Blue, Intel versus Team Red, AMD. So let's do this again. There you go. All right, we'll run that for 5 minutes. There you go. Y'all gotta get. Yeah, I would suggest getting. Get into it with the polls. Get more detailed. Get more specific if you want. But I did add Team Blue based on what y'all's feedback. Roast incoming. I can feel it. I don't know when, but it's coming. Because you've been here before. Look, if it's one of y'all who's listening to me right now, who's never been here before, it's your first time even thinking about a PC, even looking at one seriously, and you fill out the form, and maybe you make a mistake here or there. Unless it's something super obvious, I don't really roast that hard. It's just if it's something where clearly there's a lot of people have issues with it, I gotta go hard in the paint when it comes to roasting someone for that. But just don't feel discouraged. Have fun with it. I'm going to have fun with it. The rest of chat is going to have fun with it. So you might as well too. Troubleshoot Disc. Greetings, Braithorn. I hope you still remember me. We should do another custom build again. Of course I do. That video was super fun and that build came out sick. I still dream about how that build came out, that beautiful Thermaltake case with the etching and the glass and the tubing and everything. And the video was super fun to watch too, which was awesome. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Seriously, guys, there's sometimes where the ADD kicks in really hard. I don't remember what I did yesterday. But some things stick very clearly in my mind, and that collaboration was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and that giveaway PC was insane. I hope a lot of people are voting on this poll. We got 32 viewers on Twitch. I don't want to see 5 votes. It's free. JD Animation, how's it going? Welcome. Or should I say, since you said hello, Thorn, hello, Animation. If you shorten my name, I usually go with Bray, but that's okay. Not everybody knows that by default. I'm Team Red for CPUs and Team Green for GPUs, says Sailor. A lot of people are these days. Team Blue Arc B570. I wish they had done the B7, made a B750 and B770. Gone a little higher end, add $100, 150, whatever to it, and compete in the lower mid-range. Do it. Have a drink every time Bray says fill out the form. Well, there's one right there. You'll die from alcohol poisoning. I gotta tell people how this works. I don't want to assume everybody just knows. Easy Jacob, and what's going on? How's it going? I am well. I hope you are likewise well. Okay. Twitch chat, apologies. YouTube doesn't let me control this. YouTube does their own thing with ads now. I don't even see when they're running, which does suck. Twitch at least tells me. But in order to turn off pre-roll ads, for those of you who are not subbed, you will, unless you have Twitch Nitro or Turbo, whatever the heck it's called. That's Discord Nitro. Twitch Turbo, whatever. Anyway, for those who aren't subbed, you're going to see 60 seconds of advertisement here in a bit. What that's going to do is turn off pre-roll ads for people who are just checking out the stream, and they're not going to have to watch like 6 ads or whatever just to like leave. So let me go and run that now. If I do it manually, it is more beneficial to everybody. So 60 seconds. I'll see y'all in a minute. And I appreciate y'all. If you did recently subscribe, reload the stream so you don't get an ad. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. If I fill out a form right now, when will you review it on stream? Is there a long waiting list? It's just in order of whoever submitted it first. That doesn't mean to speed run it, because I will spend 5 to 10 minutes roasting you if you ignore the instructions in the form. That's something I'm very clear about. It says it in the beginning of the form, and it's mostly in good fun, but it's also because it does interrupt the process when I have to clarify 4 different things and ask you question after question, especially for those of y'all who are on mobile and maybe aren't that responsive, which is understandable. But take your time on the form, make sure you get it submitted properly. Now, for those of you, listen up everybody, for those of you who have submitted the form and are waiting for help, I don't just like automatically know that. That's your job. I'm doing this for free. The only requirement is that you put in a little legwork here. The legwork is doing that right there. You see that I'm on the list emote? If you're watching on Twitch, use that emote. You don't have to subscribe to get it. All you have to do is follow the channel for free, and that will impart upon you the ability to use a few free emotes, including the legendary LGN emote, as in Let's Go Nerds. You see any of my content, you've heard me yell that. But also an emote that is just for people who are on the list, and it says appropriately, I'm on the list. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, a little more complicated. They apparently can't bring themselves to figure out that people like custom emotes, even if it's for free, especially if it's for free. So just by subbing to the channel, which is free, you don't get custom emotes. You have to buy a membership, and nobody wants to do that. So, I mean, if you want to do that, I'm not going to tell you not to. Well, I might actually, but anyways, only by being a member do you have access to the I'm on the list emote, which is really dumb and annoying. But you could just say it. You type @Brayathorn, I'm on the list. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to help you out right now. All you have to do is copy paste the chat I just put in there. If you have your form submitted and you're on the list and you're here, do that. I don't know why I never thought to do that before. Now, one of the main things that will basically make me have to tell you to resubmit the form is if you ignore the very first question, which is, what is your handle or username on Twitch or YouTube, whichever one you're going to be in chat for. Whatever shows up to the left of your words when you type in chat, that is your Twitch, your YouTube handle or Twitch handle or username. That's what you need to type in there. If I can't validate it's actually you, the form is invalid. I even put a helpful picture in the form so you know what I'm talking about. Be sure to use the correct name. And if you're like, well, I'll use my Twitch name, go watch on Twitch, be in Twitch chat, then I'll know, oh, that's you. Okay. Boy. I have to explain that every stream and multiple times. I wonder how many of you guys are sick and tired of that. I love that emote. I don't know why. I just love it. I own Intel GPU. It's pretty bad for live stream encoding. What's up, Aeon Upheaval? Well, the thing is, it's supposed to be good for encoding if you are able to encode in AV1, i.e. for streaming to YouTube. If you stream to YouTube, you can use AV1 encoding all day long. Twitch, they have beta access to that, but that's usually reserved for partners, maybe some affiliates. Mostly partners, though. Unless they've expanded on that. I don't know. Okay, let's see. First off, we got someone named Brayathorn says they're on the list. Oh, wait, that was me just demonstrating. Fiona Forbes is on the list. Let me bring up the list, actually. I don't have it up and ready to go. What's wrong with me? Get it together. Also, I forgot to enable my DJI face cam here, so bear with me while I switch over to that scene, because I use nested scenes for cameras now, which is a great thing to do. And then I will switch over to desktop here in a minute. The Ghost says, I'm on the list. Thank you for the first time chat. Welcome to the stream. I do see you there. Okay. Give me a second, guys. I just need to fix my camera real quick. There we go. Okay, so we have these two so far who have not just submitted their forms, but also let me know they are currently in attendance and ready for help. Very cool, very cool. So it looks like we have two Micro Center builds. One of them is going to be DIY, the one for Eghost. And the one for Fiona is going to be pre-built by Micro Center. Heads up to you on that. They do charge a minimum of $150 for the same day build fee, but that's just par for the course over there. They build it same day, which is pretty awesome. But we have to see. A lot of Micro Center locations have been really short on GPU stock. Bone Shock, yes, the Threadripper system is working, but like a goober, I have not gotten it into my workflow yet. I need to just have it be my main streaming system. It's just other things have taken priority, unfortunately. I don't know if you guys saw a chat from Skeeter that was going through the Twitch chat scroll, but Skeeter Gaming says, for everyone on YouTube, Sunday nights are gaming streams on Twitch. It's a lot of fun. Come hang out with us. Yeah, I keep those off of YouTube because they're not necessarily tech oriented, even though I'm starting to fold that into it where it'll be like, all right, I'm testing this PC playing this game. Let's check it out. Matt S. also on the list. God bless your patience. Thank you very much. So all three of them are Micro Center builds. Oh, what you said Micro Center, but then you said Alexander PCs. Okay, I think there's something missing here. So, to be clear, guys, okay, listen up. If you, okay, this is the Micro Center question, and I think there's being something lost in translation here. You have three choices in the Micro Center question. If you know that you do live close to a Micro Center, you can just hit yes, and then in the next field, there's a drop-down box, you can choose your location. If you don't live near Micro Center, you can say no. However, if you live near Micro Center, but you don't want to get your PC there, there's an option that very appropriately says, yes, but I don't want to get my PC there. And it looks like everybody just chose yes, and then put their location. And I think most are, wait, hold on. No, it's not for a life story. What did you do to my charts? No specific company in mind. I'm new to PC gaming. I also don't have a preference to using boutique or price to performance. Lol, sorry. Don't apologize for that. Don't apologize. Apologize for using my text field, not to put a company name, but to put that. Because it doesn't matter. It's all text field anyway. But guys, you got to pay attention to these instructions. In bold and italicized and underlined, it says using the text field to enter anything other than a company name invalidates your form submission. Slow down filling out the form. Read what it says. I don't think I've ever actually invalidated someone's entire form submission for doing this, but one of the ways to annoy me the fastest is to put your life story when I'm just it says short answer text. Like, that's all I'm looking for. Just either it's going to be Alexander PCs, Power GPU, I buy Power, whatever company you're interested in, or blank. It's not, you know, notice the little red asterisk here, that it's a required question. This ain't got that. You don't have to fill this out to submit the form. Just saying. Anyways, I'm kind of covering everybody with that, but like I said, if you ignore the instructions, you agree to be roasted on stream. I'm not dropping names though. Okay. Anyway, why is my mouse lagging right now? That's annoying. I got a USB cable around here somewhere. I do. I don't need this controller right now. Can you let go? Let go of the USB. Thank you. There we go. And look, you guys have to understand. I have been doing this for years. I have the right to nitpick when I'm doing something for free. And this is stuff I run into all the time. All the time. Sorry. Just, yeah. All the time. Why are you looking up like that? Don't do that. There we go. All right. Follow. All right, neato. There we go. Okay. Anyways, so that's why I nitpick about that. It's just after years of doing this, it's like, come on. It's okay. Don't worry about it at all. Okay. See, I told you I smelled some roast coming. I just didn't think it would be right off the rip. Hey, we got it out of the way. Skeeter. Completely valid to get annoyed. I appreciate your understanding. Thank you. There's a gap up here, and I don't know where that came from. Just a random gap in the chat, and it annoys me. I'm just bothered. But yeah, we got 3 here ready to go. We're going to start with Egosht, who has given full understanding as to why we get annoyed. Thank you for that. But we're doing a parts list, and if we're doing a parts list, I'm going to go to the Parkville, Maryland Micro Center. We just have to see if they have... we got to see if they have GPUs. You're doing gaming, pro gaming, esports, streaming, content creation / video editing, and music production. Well, we can try. That is asking a lot. What is your okay? And the thing is, guys, I'll always be direct with you if I think okay, little ambitious for the budget, but that's okay. You can build upon it later. That's probably what we'll have to do, is build a more basic PC that you can upgrade as time goes on, as you decide what your priorities are in the multitudinous list of things you want to pursue with your PC. But what is the actual maximum budget for your PC? Top number, the highest number you can go to for the PC itself, the investment you are willing to make. Not a range, just a solid number. Okay, roast number 2 incoming. Roast number 2 incoming. Can anyone guess why I would roast someone for saying 1700 in this case? This is the biggest one. This is the one that happens the most. So don't worry about that. Okay. But like, let's go over why we're going to get to it. Don't worry. We're going to get to the actual helpful part. I want to ask you, I want suggestions, chat. Is there, I can't change font size, okay? But you got to understand, Egosht, this happens so often. I have continued to format the word maximum every time, and that's because it's a recent practice, or else it would be formatted into infinity. I can no longer format the word maximum any further. It is in bold, it is fully capitalized, italicized, underlined, surrounded by asterisks and arrows. Yet, it's invisible. It is invisible. The point of this word is to get you, the viewer, to be like, all right, what's the maximum dollar amount I'm willing to spend? Because if you choose, if your number is 1700, do you belong in the $1,000 to $1,500 bracket? Now, why is this a big deal? Well, I base, as I plan content, one of the main things I look at is trends in budgets. And you, my friend, are in the wrong category. You should be right here. And this happens so often, I don't think I can trust these numbers at all. This is like, I don't get any of your personal info when I do this. In fact, Google Forms has a setting where I could have it save your email address, have a mailing list baked right in, and then bother you in your email. I don't want that. I turned that off. I do not want your personal info. However, this is where I get info on market trends. In fact, I restarted it for 2025, and I have all the trends for 2024, and I'm going to compare those. But it's going to be so skewed because a lot of people are just one over from where they should be. So just fair warning for everyone else who submits or has submitted their form, please consider what is my actual maximum number and put yourself in the right bracket, because this is meant to help other people just like you when I make my content to help the most people possible. So that's the rant. That's not even just directed at you. A lot of people do this, and I got to figure out how the heck I can fix it. Oh, I did promise something, that whenever that happens, I'm going to format it even more. So we're just going to add more symbols. What can I add here? Oh, hold on. I do this, that. I don't know. It doesn't look good. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Is there a way to add reverb to text? Okay, we've added some formatting. There we go. Just a little bit. Actually, I think this would be better. Hold on. Makes a lot more sense. There we go. You can tell whenever something is more formatted than it seems like it should be, it's a thing that comes up often. Oh, I hope someone. Oh, I wish someone would. Nope. Oh, hold on. Okay, Fiona. I know we're helping Egosh right now. Fiona, I am curious. I'm a little curious. Just bear with me, Egosh, here, okay? There are three choices in this question, okay? Black, white, or a specific color. What specific color did you have in mind for your case or your build? Just curious. Before we get back to Egosh. Put it in red. Okay, good. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you for not saying, I don't care. You know how many people pick this so they can tell me I don't care? And I had to add this. I don't care is not a valid choice. Like, people, make a decision for yourselves. I'm already helping you with everything else. So good. I will get back to that when your build comes up. But Egosh, let's go to Micro Center at Parkville, Maryland. See what they got parts-wise. Yeah. One second. Let me just move these around a bit. Yes, I know it's too small. Okay, it's too small to display. Just relax. We're fine. Relax. SOS Milenko, thank you for the first time chat. Should be dollar symbols. Not a bad idea. We need some RGB in the form or something. I was thinking because the only thing I can do is put in images, and I could just make an image of that paragraph and just format that, like make the word maximum absolutely crazy. Maybe it could even be a GIF. I don't know. PC builder. So we're going to use a custom PC builder to make a parts list for you at your local Micro Center. Let's see what they got. We're going straight to GPUs. And our budget is, okay. Why are you leaving the builder today? All right. What should I put here? I chose too confusing to use. And what I'm going to type is, what's confusing is why you're gaslighting me. That's why I'm confused. Okay, back to this. Budget was $1,700. And, oh, that's right. So we're going to talk about this. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to do a lot with your PC. But let me put it this way. Just a PC dedicated to just video editing, you could easily spend $5,000 on just that. Or your $1,700 budget, right? On just that. But then it won't necessarily be great for streaming because you don't need a ton of I/O for content creation, but for streaming, it's great to have good I/O on your motherboard. And you don't need 64 gigs of RAM for streaming, but for video editing, could be great. Could be very helpful. Music production, it's just every different use case can add on money dollars, but what we do is we put together a good foundation for you that you can build upon. Okay? Now you want to do this at 1440p. That is fine for the budget that you got there. But yeah, I wanted to give you that heads up, okay, on where it might not be instantly amazing. Now, the question for you that I have for you is, what's your priority, like, breakdown on this? What are your main priorities and what is kind of secondary? Or an animation that makes maximum explode or something, that'd be great. I'm making food and I heard you say actual budget. I literally just said to myself, oh no, I smell another roast already. No, we're just getting them out of the way right off the bat. We're getting them out of the way. And I think everyone understands that, you know, I mean well. I'm not really trying to hurt anybody's feelings. It's like, think about, you know, a classroom where the teacher gets along with the students. I want to go for that kind of vibe. And no, I don't think of myself as some like glorified teacher or anything, but I like that kind of vibe where it's, you know, the teachers calling the students out on stuff, but they know, like, they get it. They laugh about it. Everyone has a good chuckle, and then everyone gets the top marks. That would be cool. I like that. Well, maybe we'll get there someday. Okay. I'd say music is the main priority. Gaming is around second. FPS games, not so much AAAs. Got it. Ranger says group hug. Sure. In theory, we'll in the realm of imagination, group hug everybody. Binary Theory, what's up? Sunday Micro Center is going to sponsor you, and I hope they don't bring the receipts. I hope so. Also, hey Brian Cole, what's up, Binary? How's it, Binary Theory? How you doing? I think when she said red, she meant the maximum text in your form. Oh, I can't. Oh, maybe put it in red is what you said. I got you. Teal blue or aqua blue? Okay. Yeah, I can't change the color of the font. I've looked at all that. It's just not in the formatting. I can only choose a font, but I can't change the size of it. Let's get back to this. But it looked like they're doing okay on some GPUs. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's doing the thing. So note, everybody, one of the reasons Micro Center drives me up a freaking wall. Selected is the 40 in stock option. Sold out. Sold out. Are there more sold out? 0 in stock. It doesn't even say sold out. It just says 0 in stock. Yeah, great job, Micro Center. Way to be on top of things. Okay, let's see. 9070 XT for $850. It's supposed to be $599, by the way, but that's one of the more expensive ones. 7900 XT, $829. 7800 XT, 2 in stock, $559, but you chose a black build. But 7800 XT here, $549. Not, I wouldn't necessarily, if you're doing content creation, I wouldn't necessarily go Radeon. But that's mostly what you have an option with. There's not a lot of 40 series available, and boy oh boy, 50 series is overpriced. That's a 5080 for $1484. That's supposed to be a $1,000 card. It is almost 50% markup. It's out of stock anyway, but like, I wouldn't have recommended that to you. There's no mid-range NVIDIA. None. So what I'll say is go with a 7800 XT for a very reasonable price. And then if you find that, oh man, it's really just not working that well in, I know music production is your priority, which is great because this won't affect music production. Gaming, it'll be great for gaming, especially first-person shooters. Turn off ray tracing, you'll do better in first-person shooter games. The frames win games. That's the point. 7800 XT for 1440p all day long. So it's good that they have multiple options for this. It's too bad because You see these for 550 bucks. The 9070 non-XT was supposed to be 550. Where's all the stock on that? That was promised. This power color one is only 519 though. That's not too bad. And if you find that later on you need a beefier graphics card, well, make sure you have the power supply for it. But this will allow us to put more of your initial investment towards the rest of the system, because for things like music production, RAM is super important. You're going to want a good amount of that. CPU cores can be very helpful. We'll see what we can do. So, what's the lowest priced 3-fan 7800 XT? Okay, this Speedster Quick, supposedly, XFX card. I do like these. I've seen these. I like these. And there's 4 in stock. It's a little more than these, but you have a more robust cooling solution on this. There's this one here, but there's 0 in stock. Thank you, Micro Center, again. So let's select this guy right here. Now, we're also going to be able to invest a little more towards your motherboard. Why is that important? Well, for music production, it's very important, just like with streaming. I don't know if you're newer to music production or not, but I used to do some music production of my own, all amateur stuff, but I got very into it. And the more you do it, the more USB devices you might get. Wanting to have multiple devices, like audio devices plugged in, MIDI instruments, things like that, means having good rear I/O on your motherboard, good amount of USB ports there, without having to do anything like a hub. You don't want to have any kind of delay when you're doing things like live recording on a MIDI instrument, stuff like that. Now, for the amount of RAM, the reason you want a lot of RAM is if you're working with VSTs that are, or instruments that use live samples, like actual samples, recorded samples of instruments, that takes up a lot of RAM. It has to sit in your system memory so that when you press a key on your MIDI instrument, it plays the note, just like that. Or if it's doing playback on 15 different MIDI tracks that are referencing those sound bites, that's a lot of processing those sound bites, like in very quick succession in many cases. You want fast memory and you want a lot of it. So 64 gigs of RAM, you're not going to have your track just dragging along. Nothing kills a creative process like lagging software. And I won't let that happen to you. It happened to me. I had to deal with it. It sucked. True Anonymous, what's up? Will Intel Core Ultra 265K CPU and 57 Ti and 64 gigs of RAM be good? For what? I game with i7s, and it should be fine. I game with i7s? What does that mean? Also do a lot of work on it as well. What kind of work? Well, I'm getting through this. Pen testing, got it. Not a fan of AMD. All right, yeah. I do use home labs and VMs and servers, etc. True Anonymous, you want to go Intel then. And you're getting 20 cores with a 265K, which is, you can actually divvy those up for VMs, which is really nice. Combine that with a good amount of RAM to divvy up as well. And yeah, you'll be golden. 265K, awesome deal. 200 bucks less, I mean, depending on current pricing, than a 285K rather, while only having 4 fewer efficiency cores, and everything else is very similar. So yeah, 265K would be great for your purposes. Had an old laptop, I can second that. Playing guitar on a plug-in sucked with delay. Yep, it does suck. What if I already have a build done, but I would like your opinion or advice on it? That's something you can still do, Psychoflack, through the form. It's just, this is the only time I approve of using the final text entry where you would put in like a company name for something like a link. But you can link to a PC part picker list, which I always recommend doing using PC part picker when you're putting together a build. Unless it's a pre-built and you have a link to that, just put that link in that section there, and then I can reference it from there. Or you can just whisper me the link on Twitch. Silent Furies, what's going on? It's going well tonight. Yeah, True Anonymous, I hope that information helped. If you want me to do a full build one-on-one with you, just fill out the form. In keeping with your handle on YouTube there, no personal information is collected. Google asks you to put your email in, but I don't see that. It doesn't keep it. I have that toggled off. So you can fill out that form that's linked in the description. You get in line to get one-on-one help based on your budget and your needs. I'll do the whole build for you and optimize the hell out of it like I'm doing right now for this music production, gaming, streaming, and content creation build. Speaking of which, I want to see if there are any good bundles. The problem with bundles is that you don't get to choose your motherboard. Sometimes, though, they forget themselves and they actually put a good motherboard in there. $9700X, 8 cores, 16 threads, not bad, and room to upgrade because socket AM5 is supposed to be supported for years. There's already 2 generations of CPUs to choose from on there, and you're getting one of the more new ones there. And it's, by the way, if you're doing content creation, you do want to learn Photoshop for making your thumbnails unless you're using a free app like GIMP or something like that, which is totally fine. But in applications like that, this CPU goes off. It's one of the best on the market for consumer desktop CPUs, the 9700X. It tops the charts in Photoshop. Even higher than 9950X or 9950X 3D or any of those. 9700X does the best with those kind of multi-layer editing apps, photo editing apps, and graphic design apps. Rhino is in the house. Let's go needs, says Rhino 00731. What's up, Rhino? Well, I'll take the L for being roasted for everyone tonight, Steve. There you go. Yeah, I mean, I like red too, but no, I'm going to go with the 2 blue choices. That's fine. I do know some options that you have. Jaded for life. When on earth can I get my 5070 Ti? Yo, go with the pre-built. Some SI's got it. Shy, what's going on? Shy Flosion. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you, bud. How you been? Okay, let's I'm sorry. Where was I here? Okay, looking at some of these options, I gotta check the motherboard though. It has to be right. Like, say this one. It has B650 Gaming X AX V2. Let's take a look at that motherboard real quick. Wait, where are the specific components? Usually it has that listed here. I mean, I could just look it up, I guess. Okay, sure. Thanks. So this isn't the worst. Certainly not the best. But it's not the worst. You have 5 faster USB ports here, Type A, with only one of them being USB 3.2 Gen 2 and a matching USB Type C at 10 gigabit per second. 4 USB, what most would say USB 3.0, but it's USB 3.2 Gen 1. I think it's a little bit annoying here. Like, this is just a nitpick, but welcome to the channel. That's what you get around here. I think it's disingenuous to label these USB 3.2 and these USB 3.2, yet clearly they're different. The better labeling is when it says 10 gigabit, 5 gigabit. That's better. Because this is USB 3.2 Gen 1, this is USB 3.2 Gen 2. This is double the speed of this. But they just have the same label on both. Get good. So also, you have those 5 faster ones here. Back to the topic. And then you have 2 slower USB 2.0 ports here for your mouse and your keyboard, which are totally fine with that bandwidth. 2.5 gig Ethernet, Wi-Fi 6E, even though it just says 6, it is Wi-Fi 6E on this motherboard, unless I missed the mark. I'll check it. Let's check it. Wireless communication, Wi-Fi 6E. He did it again, chat. I did it again. All right. That's okay. That's not a bad motherboard, considering you're getting this package here, 9700X, the B650 motherboard, and all for $399. Checking real quick. What are the expansion slots? X16. To PCI Express X16. Supporting PCIe 3.0 and running at X1. That sucks. That's crappy. But that's the product of it being a B650 motherboard rather than X67 or X670E, especially with that one's dual chipset. With this, what I'm looking for a motherboard for you in the music production side, there are some if you're just getting started out, that's fine. But later on, you might want to put in a high-end add-in card for sound card, right? Or audio interface kind of card, right? And no, God, okay. Yes, cookies, whatever. This running at PCI 3.0 shouldn't necessarily be a problem, but it probably needs more than one PCIe lane. And both of the slots at the bottom, though they appear to be, and this is normal, though they appear to be X16, like full-size slots, you're only getting one lane out of that. Just to give you all a little bit of info here, like say you want to put in a really solid capture card, right? Okay, this is what I'm talking about, where it looks like they're full PCIe slots. We're only getting one PCIe lane. Why is that a problem? As an example, the Elgato CamLink Pro, for someone who's using multiple cameras, has 4 HDMI 4K 30 connections, 4K 30 ports, 4K resolution, 30 FPS, and it uses PCIe 2.0, but it needs 4 lanes, or it won't work. So this doesn't work for that. That capture card would not work in here. So that's the kind of stuff I'm looking out for you guys, so you don't have to do all this. So we're gonna move to a different one that has the same CPU perhaps, but a different, it'd be a white motherboard and a black build, kind of like an Oreo kind of thing. I'm with that if you are, but checking. What did you say for this question here? Yes, you are interested in upgrading your CPU over time. That tends to make me lean towards AMD. Though we are in the beginning of socket LGA 1851 for Intel, Arrow Lake, they generally only give you 2 full generations of CPUs that work with that socket. Not very conducive to future CPU upgrades, if you get what I'm saying. So that tends to write Intel out of the equation, even if they'd be awesome for this build, because they bring so many more CPU cores to the table. There is going to be one more generation of upgradability, though, with their next gen CPUs, the next family of CPUs that come out. And it's probably going to be some pretty big upgrades over Arrow Lake, which is already, in my opinion, good for stuff like this. You're doing music production, video editing, like that's what these are good for. Really going to make me do this every time? Okay. It wouldn't be a bad choice. The Core Ultra 7 265K. We were just talking about this CPU. It is a white motherboard. I know. You'll be okay. We're skipping the potential issues with 13th and 14th gen. Okay. Regardless of microcode updates, still. Hold up. I did realize something. If we choose one of these, we're stuck with 32 gigs of RAM. Thankfully, one of the easiest upgrades you can do is adding or upgrading your memory. But with DDR5, you can't just add 2 more sticks and expect to get your Expo speeds or your XMP speeds. It will usually drop the frequency. But this kit right here for $549, I know that seems a little high, but remember, we can't go all out on the GPU. They ain't got them. We're getting a 7800 XT, and that's going to do a lot for you in 4K, in 1440p gaming. I'll need to turn the ray tracing off. But this also has a 12-core, 24-thread 9900X and an X870E motherboard. Even if it doesn't have all the I/O in the world on the back, there is more chipset in this, more throughput. Let's take a second to look at this, and then I'll move on. I know I took myself away from my own discussion of the CPUs, but if you want that upgradability, AMD's your go-to. I didn't mean to select that, but let's take a look at the motherboard. We can always change it, no problem. Yeah, this one's not bad on the I/O at all. It's actually quite good. A lot of it is USB 2.0, yes, but you also have 5 faster ports here, with 2 of them being 10 gigabit per second, 3 of them being 5 gigabit per second, plus 3 USB Type-Cs, with 2 of those being USB 4 or 40 gigabit per second with DisplayPort. This, I think, is a very good motherboard for you, because you're also not going to be sacrificing with those 2 PCIe slots right there, and you have 4 M.2 sockets on this thing. So your storage expandability is excellent, which is very important for a system that's going to be used for both music production and video editing. You can upgrade a lot of stuff in your PC, but one of the hardest and most time-consuming upgrades to do is upgrading your motherboard. You might as well just not do that unless you're doing a platform swap, swapping from Intel to AMD, or upgrading to a whole new generation after 5 years or so. 5, 6 years, whatever. So getting a very solid motherboard, if you have a lot of use cases and need for good I/O, like streaming, you're doing streaming and music production, that's a lot of I/O right there. This would be a great motherboard for that, I think. And you can add in more USB ports with a PCIe add-in card. And you have a 7-segment display on this. The little 2 little 8s right there. That's a great way to see if your PC's not booting up all the way. It'll give you the code you need to figure out what's the problem. That's dual USB 3.0 headers right there. I'm sorry, I should just zoom in on this. Dual USB 3.0 headers. Of course, USB Type-C header here somewhere. Where are you? Am I missing the Type-C header? Where are you at? Oh, it's pointing to the side here. Okay. That was freaking me out for a second. 4 M.2 sockets, 3 X16 slots here. We're going to see what the deal is on expansion slots, if they have it in specifications. Let's find out. Am I obsessing over the motherboard? Yes. Welcome to the channel. This happens a lot. Storage, expansion slots. Okay, it doesn't tell me how many channels there are, how many lanes rather, excuse me. So we actually have to go to the website for this. Not a problem. Specs. Slots. There we go. Okay. Okay, so what you've got here is the one on the very bottom is PCIe 4.0 with 4 lanes. That's where you're, if you're going to be doing a big capture card or something like I talked about, it would go there. Or a big honking sound card, go there. And then something like something like this. Check this out, okay? If you haven't seen this before, you're new here because I show something like this all the time, okay? Something like this card right here, which is a PCIe add-in card that doesn't require another power connector from the power supply. It gives you 7 USB 3.0 ports. This thing's like $25 on Amazon, $30 on Amazon. You would put that in that X1 PCIe 3.0 slot right there. And then you got all the I/O you need, bud. There you go. So that's why those things, for someone doing what you're doing, can be very important. Those slots right there for expansion. And that's why I don't just overlook that. Oh, I ranted for so long about this. I went on for so long about this. Jeff, what's up? How's it going? I'm sorry about that. You know how, and Shy, I said hi to you and I ignored chat for like 10 minutes. I'm so sorry. Been doing all right for the most part. Cleaned up the room a bit. Gonna work on the rest of the room here in a sec. Nice. Keep it in the background. I'll be your one-man podcast. The rebuild of the Badgie battle station has made using the PC a dream again. Awesome. Yeah, and the USB-C is labeled USB-C 10 gig. Oh, from that motherboard I was talking about. Yeah. Yeah, not a fan of how they labeled that one. There are these cool devices called USB hubs. Get out of here, Jeff. Stay. Don't leave. Fun fact, I used to run a Scarlett 2i2. Thunderbolt and USB 4. Some Thunderbolt 4 devices will work on those USB 4 ports because the controller basically is the same. Shh. But they just can't use the trademark name because they don't pay the fee. He's too locked in right now. You've been here like 10 minutes now and he hasn't noticed. I'm sorry. You can see where my eyes are. Right now I'm looking at chat for Twitch. Now I'm looking at YouTube. All right? Like I wasn't looking at chat. I'm sorry. This is why you get on the list. You get my full focus and attention whenever you don't not have it. Wi-Fi 7 isn't supported on a lot of devices and the benefits aren't that wait, what was this from a previous topic? That obvious to your average user. I have Wi-Fi 6E and gigabit internet and that's serious overkill, but I love it. What's up? Press X to Jason. How is it? How's it going? Wi-Fi 7 or bust. You're responding to Jeff. Okay. Fiona, thank you for offering to be roasted tonight. You're going to be the form roast effigy there. There you go. It's what I recommend to people all the time wanting an instrument interface. The only thing to be careful about, Jeff, is that if they're trying to use it for a microphone and it's something like an SM7B, it doesn't boost enough. The preamp in there is not good enough for an SM7B. So you need to have a cloud lifter. And not everybody wants to mess with that. But if it's someone who's just getting into it, they're hopefully not getting an SM7B. They're just getting something a lot cheaper, maybe a USB mic, and using the Scarlett for an instrument or something. But if you're going to get a Scarlett and you want to do, I don't know, I like the 2i2 because if I ever did do instrument stuff, I'd be able to do, because I played a little bit of guitar here and there, and I was thinking early on, maybe I'd do some music stuff on stream, but I'm not good enough for it, so I never did it. Anyways, all right, back to the show. Sorry. Oh Lord, a USB mic. USB mics are awesome. USB mics have come so far. I'm not talking about a blue snowball here. And even those can be fine if you know how to go in there with some VSTs and clean it up. Okay. So this is great. This motherboard's great. The only downside to this. Okay, okay. The only downside to this is, why am I clicking there? No, here. The only downside to this bundle is the fact that you're getting stuck with 32 gigs of RAM, but that, let's see what the discounts are on the parts. It could be worth it to just buy a separate kit later. So you're getting, oh wow, it's from $82.99 to $82.98. Real nice on the RAM there, guys. But it's from $299 down to $219 for the motherboard, and from $359 down to $250 for the CPU. It's about $100 there, $110 there, and then $80 there. So $230. That's a little bit more than a 64 gig kit, a decent 64 gig kit of DDR5 6000. I do like this motherboard. That out a bit, too up close and personal. We'll come back to this. We have $600 for the rest of the build. I do like the idea of the 9900X for music production and some video editing and stuff. Like that's 12 cores, 24 threads. It should do quite well. Okay, storage, 2 terabyte. Inland Performance Plus. If you know, you know. And well, you didn't know, now you know. You don't know, now you know. Yeah, I recommend a separate interface for the SM7B. Indeed. Or something like, if someone's getting really serious about it, Rodecaster Duo, something like that. I wish the Duo had been out before I bought the Rodecaster Pro 2. I do not need this giant interface, but I do run multiple microphones because of the multiple setups I have here. So I guess it makes sense for me. But great drive. The Inland Performance Plus competes in speed with drives like Samsung 990 Pro, but has better longevity in terabytes written rating and also lower price. So great drive. I use multiple. I have several that I use constantly. Let's see what else. Case is going to be very subjective. So let me ask you that, Igosht, if you don't mind. What style of case you're interested in here? I'm probably thinking something like a Montec XR because the price is awesome. It comes with a couple fans included already, and you can just pop in a 360 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler and have a full complement of fans. But they also have the King 95 Pro if you want more RGB. Actually, I asked that question and you said you do want RGB, but not too much. So maybe not the King 95. The XT View is really nice too. I might suggest that one instead, because that adds a little more RGB than the Montec one. It's a little bit more expensive, but I really like the build quality of Fantex cases. Montec has upped their game tremendously in that arena as well. And this is how much? $20 more? Yes, $20 more. That's not bad. Probably a little bit better cable management in the Fantex version here. Evolve X2 says sick PCs. What's up, Mikey? How's it going? I had a small MIDI they made years ago. I don't remember what it's called, but it was great. I like SCART. You can always turn around and sell the 32 gig kit or using something else down the road. Or just keep it as a backup in case you need to troubleshoot. Speaking of cases, Bray, you want to know why I finally reset my PC with a fresh install? Did you do a case migration? Those are fun. I can always turn RGB off, whatever you suggest, honestly. Oh no, RGB is subjective. You do whatever you want with that. We'll go to the Montec case if we need to, kind of nickel and dime a little bit, or not nickel and dime, but min-max a little bit. Piano Forbes, should we consider the parts we have when wanting to upgrade in the future as well? Yes. I've seen some builders use parts that might not be replaceable and can be an issue in the long run when they get ready to upgrade. I mean, it depends on the platform you pick. That is a big determining factor in your upgradability. And whenever someone says yes, that's why I included the question of whether you're interested or not in upgrading your CPU down the line. If you say yes to that, thanks to Intel's own efforts, AMD is consistently the better choice. They cultivate a culture of upgrading CPUs, providing multi-generational uplifts in performance. I'm really excited right now, guys. Side note, I'm excited right now because I'm going to NAB. And it's not as a content creator, like I typically would do, but, well, it's sort of. I am going to be doing some content, but I'm also working a booth with a company I really like. Newer invited me to be, because I know content creation stuff. I know their products. I know lighting. I know cameras. I know sliders, all that stuff. And they're like, you want to go to NAB? You should. It's a lot. It's a great event. We're gonna have a booth, and we need some extra hands over there. So I'm gonna be over there just during the days of the event, answering questions, hanging out, and just having a good time. And they're covering everything. It's going to be so awesome. Man, I've never been to NAB. I've always wanted to go. I became a bit of a camera nerd from doing this job. I did, and the story behind it's quite the story. Hey, Bray, after seeing Shy here, I'm wondering what your favorite Pokemon is, if you like Pokemon, that is. I love Haunter. Okay, so I generally... I like Lucario a lot. I think Lucario is awesome. But also Bulbasaur just is always good. Just a great Pokemon in general. Also just Eevee, because there's so many variety of evolutions and all that. It's just, I don't know. Easy answers, honestly. Danny Ketto, please check the description of the stream description there on YouTube. The first thing there is a link to get help. It puts you on a list. I'm helping someone currently right now. Speaking of which, I need to get back to that. Okay, so how much do we have left right now? We have a few $100 left, so we can put in a solid power supply. Why do we do that? For future upgradability. 850 watt should be plenty for a 7800 XT, give you some upgradability. If you want, you can go with a higher wattage power supply and have even more flexibility in how beefy of a GPU you can put in down the line. Totally up to you. But my suggestion would be, I mean, you're not cheaping out on the motherboard, the CPU, none of that stuff. So because you cannot go all out on the GPU right now, you're getting a solid one for 1440p gaming. But if down the line you're like, I want to go 4K gaming, I want to get the 6070 Ti or whatever, and they up the power usage to where you need a 1000 watt power supply, or 6080 or whatever, you're going to want a beefy power supply in there, and 1000 watts is going to cover a lot, and it's not insanely expensive or anything. Let's see if we... Stupid thing doesn't let me change that. Compatibility filter off. Thank you very much. Choose that and that. As much as I hesitate to push any NZXT product just because of the whole rental PC thing, the C1000, the more modern C1000 here, which is ATX 3.1 compatible, meaning it has 12E 2x6 connector natively, being the same price as the other 1000 watt ones that are ATX 3.0, which is 12E HPWR. This is a better connector here. And these are super solid PSUs. So I'm going to recommend that one. I'm still mad at NZXT, and I will not recommend NZXT build. So I was looking up cases one day on Amazon, and that was how I got my last one. Cooler Master CMP 510, pretty good price, right? Yes, correct. Looking at their 200mm fan compatible options just for a laugh, went out of nowhere. Cooler Master H500M ARGB around 150, $80. Nice. Absolutely. Onware, what's going on? Oh, very cool. I'm sorry I didn't make it to that though, Skeeter. But yeah, that's Texas. There are many necks with many woods in Texas. Eevee and Lucario are both dope. Agreed. Thank you for validating my opinions. Matt S. I love how your camera follows your head. It emphasizes your lovely flowing hair. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. It's funny because I don't know. But yeah, Maybe I can get the beard long enough to where it flows in the wind a little bit. Okay, Psycho Flack, did you fill out the form though? Because if you don't fill out the form, that's not going to get you anywhere. If you look up just a little bit, right above Skeeter's long post right there, you'll see a link right there. Fill out that form. How is his favorite Pokemon not a Beedrill? That's close because of the Game Grumps Pokemon Red playthrough. Beedrill was the champ of that one. It was insane. But no, an insect with drills for hands, also nightmare fuel, so no thanks. Okay, what am I missing? I'm missing the CPU cooler, which is right here. Let's go with a 360 millimeter AIO. Maybe they've got the Montech one. That'd be cool. It's gonna be a 240 in white. Yep, don't know why. That's what they always have for Montech. Let's just narrow it down to 360. There we go. And then choose 48 items. There we go. Yeah, I'll say Aqua Freeze 360. Why not? Just quick look at what the other options are. Yeah, let's go with that. I need to see reviews on this thing, but the thing is, it's probably just all Ace Attack, one version or another. It's probably solid, and $85. So there you go. And 360 millimeter radiator, 3 120 millimeter fans, all RGB, all good to go. I think we've got a build. The downside here, they used to let you change the RAM on the bundles, and it would be like, yeah, sure, whatever. You might be able to like return the RAM after your purchase and get yourself a kit of DDR5 6000 CL30 64 gigs. If anything, I could just select additional RAM right now to upgrade it to. But depending on what you're doing, if you're doing something like, you know, just a guitar, you know, a drum kit, you know, a drum kit VST, something like that, and maybe basic, like five tracks on there. You don't need 64 gigs of RAM. It's just if you get really complex with it. To give you an idea, I have a modern orchestral, a 10.5 minute modern orchestral track that I worked on for 6 months that had 75 instruments or so in it. Okay, that required a lot of RAM. Something like just a few instruments, you're not going to be needing more than 32. Once you get into more video editing, though, you are going to want 64. You'll upgrade then. Upgrading your RAM is very easy. It's one of the easier upgrades you can do. And you'll be able to keep this RAM or sell it if you want. But I recommend keeping it as a backup in case you need to troubleshoot. But that's the build. You're good to go. I don't think I've left anything out. Cooler, power supply, case, storage. Of course, you can buy up to 3 more storage drives as time goes on. GPU for 1440p gaming, all good to go. 32 gigs. This is just the whole bundle they had here, and 12 cores, 24 threads, Ryzen 9 9900X. Here's the build. There's the link. Let me give that to you. Oh, I thought that was the letter I. It's an L, so it's Legosht. I hope I'm saying that right. Probably been saying that wrong the whole time. And he didn't even say nothing. There you go. There's build. And Fiona, it is your turn. The thing is, there's not a huge amount of submissions here, so I'm able to take my time on these, which is what I prefer to do. I don't like anyone to feel like I'm rushing through theirs. But Fiona Forbes, it is now your turn. But I get it, Jeff, why you're like, why isn't my favorite Pokemon not a Beedrill? Because RGB. Yeah, I know. Bro, NZXT dirty for that rental stuff. It just sucks because it doesn't mean they make bad components. Their AIOs and their power supplies are all super solid. Their cases have come a really long way to being very good. But like, every now and then, if it's the best choice, I'll overlook it. Sorry, Jeff, you've seen me be locked in before. You know how it goes. I had to pause the build in a moment. You would have to return everything in the whole bundle if you plan on returning it. Separate components can be returned. Yeah, that figures. You'll end up keeping it, but you can either sell it on the side or you can keep it as a backup for troubleshooting. Now, Lagosh, I need a favor from you, okay? I need you to click that link, go to the build, all right? And I need you to go here to save the build, which would prompt you to set up a Micro Center account if you don't already have one. Or I need you to just add the whole thing to cart, okay? Add it to cart or save the build because I'm doing another Micro Center build tonight. I guarantee it. And the moment I close this build or start a new one, your build is gone unless it's in your cart or saved to your account. So you need to do that like... Are you done? Like that. Now, the one thing you'll notice I did not include there was the Windows operating system. So, Windows, if you said you have a laptop, you get a USB drive, a flash drive. You can get one for a few bucks at Micro Center while you're there. And you want to download the Windows Media Creation tool from Microsoft. Install it, because it's an installation process. Install it on that flash drive. You want to do this for Windows 11. Don't get Windows 10. It's not going to be supported for much longer. Get the Windows Media Creation tool for Windows 11, download it from Microsoft, install it on that flash drive, install Windows, and you can go without activating it if you want, or you can go to my YouTube sponsor, VIP CDK Deals. Pretty much every episode of SI Weekly, they'll be in the description, linked in the description. Last one was a little while ago, but it's there. The links are valid and the code still works, Bray25. And instead of paying $120 to $200 for Windows at retail, you're going to spend like $20, $25. Plenty of people in the community have used those codes. They work. I've used them on multiple PCs, gotten one after another. They've worked. So they're OEM keys though. You take that drive out, put it in another PC, it's going to deactivate Windows. It's linked to the motherboard essentially. The device ID, basically. Think of it that way. All right, Fiona is here. We're ready to go. Just a second to say hi to chat. Hi, chat. I hope y'all are doing well. How are things for you? I hope they are okay. Is this awkward yet? Okay. All right, Fiona. So, looking at your entry here, what is your actual maximum budget? Just a solid number, the actual maximum money dollar amount that you're able to spend on the PC. Because you are close to a Micro Center, the Duluth, Georgia one, we can have them do your build, or we can go with a system integrator where they'd be shipping it to you as an option. Things are good, Bray. Hope they are even better for you. I'm getting to hang out with you guys, of course. Yeah, Steve, that's what we're doing right now. Lagosh, please let me know once you have saved that Micro Center build. Give me confirmation because I'm going to be probably clearing that build right now. You're huge, Bray. You're on the 75-inch TV per usual. Hell yeah. I can now say I'm a big content creator. Whoa! Then I pop out of existence, as well as most of my setup. I forgot that I have that. That was completely unintentional. I'm sorry. I need a pop sound effect. When I'm raging about something, I can just be like, where I rage completely out of existence. I'm back. Hi, chat. This was before the pegboard. Like, look at that difference. Where it's just a window. No thanks. Pegboard, way better. I think it would be better if I use the echo though. Like, so I'm ranting about put in the right budget. All right, that's enough of that. This is what y'all are here for, right? Entertainment value. We're not talking about, not even the computer thing. Have to do that. We'll do that. Absolutely. I'm so down for that. All we got to do is get a shot of the background without me in it, apply a little blur to it, or whatever. Or I'll do fixed focus, manual focus, and leave it on that. And just get out of the shot, and then just done. Or you could actually go in and do, well, no, then you can actually fade one shot into the next one with me not in it, and no need for any After Effects shenanigans. Do a slight spin on the chair. Yeah. Get the TFS instant transmission pop. Oh, yeah. NZXT Flex program. The Thanos snap effect is not quite what I was thinking, Vaquero, but I mean, I'll be like, Jeff, I don't feel so good. I don't know why, Jeff. I'm sorry, Jeff. I don't want to. Yeah. Sorry. Fiona, just waiting on that max budget from you. What is the max budget for the system? Not a range, just a solid number. It's okay if it's above the $2,000 range that you gave me. That's fine. If it's under it, doesn't matter. Whatever the actual number I'm working with here is what I'm looking for. That's why I'm sitting around. I'm sorry. And let's look at what you're doing with it. Just gaming. Don't know about the resolution. I'm going to say that depending on the number you give me, but probably 1440p, which is an awesome resolution for gaming PCs because it is a great mix of higher resolution than 1080p, but higher frame rate than 4K and cheaper than 4K. There's a Discord link, Lagosht, if you didn't already have that. As a chat ambassador of the Southern California division, I would like to say chat is doing well, except for the rain here. Hold on, I'm curious though. Oh, I can't see that. Maybe if I move this over here. Nope, I can't see number of likes, as it turns out. I would have to... can you stop that? Yeah, I can't see how many likes have been put on the stream. So that to me is a pretty good indicator of how well chat is doing. I'm sorry to be so shallow. Nobody's perfect, especially me. I'm working on it though. Okay, $2,500 max. If needed, we can do basic color white for the case. No need for that. But Fiona, you're already there for the whole speech about the budget thing, and it's okay. And this is funny because like you were like, I will be the roasted one for everyone. And here I am subverting that by saying, don't worry about it. It's okay. All right, with 2,500, you can very easily do an absolutely awesome 1440p gaming PC at Micro Center. But what we got to check, we need to see if the Duluth, Georgia Micro Center even has GPUs on hand. I have gotten confirmation that Lagosht has saved this build, so it goes bye-bye. If I would just create a Micro Center account, I could save all of them, and all the links would probably stay good, unless it limits how many builds you can save. But I haven't done that, and I probably won't. Because then they'll know who was doing all of those ridiculous messages when it gaslights me over potentially leaving the builder today. He said, throwing some sass at him, getting sassy with it. I can do that. It's my stream. Usually when I would do any like tech streams, it would be Sundays. It'd be sassy Sundays. I get a little bit peaked. But you know, now those are gaming streams and they're nice and relaxing for me. So what I was going to do was look at GPUs. We're going to change to the Duluth, Georgia Micro Center and look at GPUs immediately. No. Okay. Highest end GPU in stock is a 7900 XT. So, Fiona, here's what I'm going to say. I think it might be better to just get it from a system integrator. Because Micro Center, though they do build PCs, they're more like a retailer than a system integrator. Retailers have not been doing well in keeping GPUs in stock. System integrators have had troubles with that too, but they get a separate allocation, their own allocation of GPUs, separate from retailers. And scalpers aren't going to go and buy a whole PC just to scalp the GPU. Or at least that has not been the trend during these scalping sessions they've had during GPU shortages. So we look at an SI, you're much more likely to get a system you'll really like. Looking at your choices here, you picked price to performance as your priority. All alliteration aside, that means I'm going to look at a specific SI, and I know one that might have a case that fits the bill color-wise. Maybe. We could even do a custom PC for you, where we get to pick the parts, and we're going to take a look through the builds. You said for the color that you were interested in like aqua, right? Teal blue or aqua blue. All right. We're going directly to cases. Don't worry about that price. That's just temporary. So there's the Montec King 95 in a darker blue probably than you anticipated. There is this one, the Montec Sky 2 blue, which is a teal blue color. It's probably going to be a pretty low. Here we go. Open image, a new tab. Check it. A little bit, maybe still a little bit darker than you were thinking, but what do we think? Lux Tizer, what's up? She gets a roast pass for picking an actual color. Oh yeah, I took that into account. Damn, we got 50 viewers on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Guys, if you like this unique stream content, because I don't think there's anybody else who does PC matchmaking, drop a like. Maybe hit the subscribe button if you want to get notifications for whenever these happen. pretend that I don't already tell you that they're Tuesdays and Thursdays around 8 p.m. Central. Honestly, anything Montech. Well, guess what? You'll like that. This is a Montech case. There you go. Oh, you play Sims 4 with a lot of mods. Fiona, to me, when someone says a lot of mods, I add extra RAM capacity because that can be pretty RAM hungry. Teal blue. Okay, I'm asking though, how is this color right here? Because finding a case with the exact color you're looking for, they're not going to mass produce that necessarily. Although Thermaltake makes a really nicely colored case, and I haven't looked through all the ones that are available here. Let's keep looking real quick. Yeah, no, never mind. The other option, of course, is to get something like a white build and then change the color of the RGB to your color of choice. All right, you like that one? Hell yeah, there you go. Now with this one, I'd probably go with black motherboard, black fans, because the fans that come with it are already like a gray-black color, like right there. So that's going to match the internal components better. Jeff, I have a question for you, and if it's any kind of proprietary info, you don't have to say and answer in stream, but have y'all talked to Montech about their AIOs yet? I feel like we talked about this. Because you do a lot of Montech cases, and it would make a lot of sense to have that. You do not need a 5080, especially a higher price, and this is just how it is on the market, not a Skytech thing, a market thing. But of course, a white 5080 is going to be really expensive. But no, a 5070 Ti or a 9070 XT is going to be fine for what you want to do. 9070 XT would be minus $1,000. Y'all actually have this. That's way better. And I know $699 is $100 more than $599. I get that. But let's be honest. AMD said, oh, it's going to be this MSRP. And they put out zero reference card to galvanize that MSRP so that AIB partners could just kind of do whatever they wanted in pricing without having to worry about AMD competing with their own internally developed and produced product, although some have been spotted in other countries. Apparently something like that has been spotted. But yeah, 9070 XT ASRock card right there. Very, very well reviewed card. 5070 Ti, though, is going to come with all of those NVIDIA perks. It's just plus $200. We have other stuff to look at first. We'll come back to that. 7800X3D. Is that necessary here? Considering 1440p or higher? Could potentially do better if we go like, say, 7700X. Still 8 cores. Still 16 threads. $190 cheaper. And if you go with the 9700X, it's $100 cheaper. Not $190, but still. If you told me you were doing competitive 1080p esports titles, things like that, you're competitively gaming, I'd be like, oh, go up to 9800X 3D, best in the West, whatever, you know, best in the business. You don't need that if you're gaming at 1440p or higher. Steve, thank you for hanging out. Have a wonderful evening. Guess you can go with the black. That's a good idea to go with the white casing. I didn't think of that. But if you want to choose a white case instead, we can do that. But it's really hard to get a guarantee that you're going to get a white GPU to match that. And the GPU is one of the most prominent components in the PC. I can look through the GPUs again. I know XFX put out a ton of white 9070 XTs. Jeff might be able to actually. Oh, we have talked about it, or you have considered the Montech coolers. We can talk about that later. But I'd have to look through the graphics cards. Maybe they have something like those XFX white 9070 XTs. Might cost a little bit more, but white motherboard, probably an option too, to give it that clean aesthetic. And then you choose the RGB color, whatever color you want. That's another way to go about this. Can we get the backing track link, Ray? Sure. I should make that a command. Backing track, of course, is copyright-free music that is next level. Very, very cool music. You're hearing pretty much a lot of the synthwave stuff. They have several categories of music they do, and it's all free for use during your streams. You can even download it to use it in your video content. Royalty-free, copyright infringement-free, and I know the people who run it, and they're very, very cool. There you go. I just want to jam out a little bit, show you what I was talking about. So I would say for your purposes, going with a 7700X, saving $190 on the CPU, not a bad idea. Yeah, X3D chips are better in general. Once you go to 1440p, that is no longer really a thing. Like you look at the charts and a lot of them, it just evens out. We can come back to that though, because we're pretty well under budget here, but I want to look at the motherboard. You don't really need a crazy motherboard for it's just a gaming PC, so no worries there. But if they have a specific one, they don't. There was one that had little tiny teal accents on it. Nothing crazy, just little stripies on it. I thought it would have been cool for your build, but it's not present here. So that is off the table, but no big deal. Let's pick some faster memory. There we go. I like the idea of going with a 1000 watt power supply for future upgradability. Plus 9070 XT can be fairly power hungry. Better to have the extra wattage and not need it than need it and not have it. I know that Enermax Revolution DF is a great power supply, and we have but you don't need 1350 watts, like at all. That's the lowest wattage one they have. I do like the MAG number GL power supply here. This one's 1250 watts and it's only $60 more. And this is these are very well rated power supplies. MSI did a great job on these, to my understanding. We already have 2 terabytes of Gen 4 storage, M.2 storage here, which is really nice with the SN850X. Oh, also, if we end up going with an NVIDIA GPU, do not worry. Skytech, as part of their burn-in process and testing process, they check for the whole missing ROPS things. Very few 50 series GPUs actually had that issue, and this is getting reporting back from multiple SIs who are testing for it and saying like, one of them had one GPU that did it. It was a high volume seller. Still, having that peace of mind, never a bad thing. But yeah, 2 terabytes should last you for quite a while. What am I missing? So, yeah, we're already mostly done here. We can take a look at maybe upgrading the graphics card. We're like $350 under budget, or almost $400 under budget. So, could go 5070 Ti. Let's see. I've not, the issue for me is, yes, I've watched reviews, but I've not personally tested a 9070 XT, but I have personally tested the 5070 Ti. I don't even see it here actually though. I might have just, oh, here it is, 5070 Ti, 300 bucks more. That fits right in the budget. And I've tested the 5070 Ti myself. That card is like the bomb. It is an awesome card. It is a very, very nice GPU. Now, is it overpriced in the market? Yes. It'd be better if it was 750 like they said it was going to be. But that's tariffs, shortages, all kinds of shenanigans going on out there. No matter where you go, no matter where you look, if you can even get one, it's going to be overpriced by a little bit. Heck, even the 9070 XT here is $100 more. Lightning Evo. Only got limited info. I was wondering if anyone here knows a build with the Dark Rock EC2. The Dark Rock EC2. Good luck finding GPU stock, though. Well, Lightning Evo, we're looking at system integrators, so inventory is not as much of an issue at all. Still an issue, but not as much of an issue. I would suggest going with the 5070 Ti. I'm not trying to overwhelm you with options here. Option paralysis being an actual thing. But yeah. Now, the last thing I would ask you here real quick is if you would prefer because we haven't even applied my discount yet. I want to give you a look at this case right here first because the King 95 is awesome. This might not be the exact blue you were going for as well, just like the other one. But would you prefer this case right here? It doesn't have the column right there. It is wider, so it takes up more space on your desk or wherever you put it. Don't put it on the floor, please. That is not good for your bottom intake. But it is wider, though. As a dual chamber case, you got to keep that in mind. Desk space can be at a premium sometimes. But this case right here, one of my favorite on the market. As long as this blue matches, is at least in the family of colors you may be looking for. If it would, because you can always change your RGB to be a lighter blue, get a little mild contrast, but also complementary kind of thing going on. What's up, Araxnus? It's 0.5% of the missing ROPs of all, 50 series. Yes. I finally gave in. What's up? Sorry, I might have said hi earlier. Sorry about that. I recently won a 32-inch 4K OLED monitor. Sick. That's awesome. 3060 Ti, not enough for 4K unless you really drop your settings quite a bit, though. I would say upgrade your GPU, which may necessitate a power supply upgrade as well. What you'll need is to do the form. I finally gave in, is do the form and have your whole parts list ready. If you can figure out your components and put it in a PC part picker list, that is the best way to go about it. In the form, you can actually use the final text entry where it asks you if you have a certain company in mind. You can even put your PC part picker list link in there. And then I have the whole list. I have all the other answers to your questions so I can figure out what would be the best upgrade. But I mean, really, it's just an upgrade thing. That would help me out tremendously. Hex Ethan, what's going on? Thank you for the first time chat. What's up? Araxis, it's a desktop, not a floor bottom. I like that. I'm gonna steal that one. I like that. So Fiona, that's the question for you right now, though. Do you prefer this case or here? Let's move this here. Why is that picture so much bigger? These are both from the same company. They use similar fans. This is a slightly deeper blue. But which of these two do you prefer, the left or the right? Could do the ASRock Steel Legend if that's the one they have. If we were doing a white build, yeah, definitely. It's a nice looking motherboard. Well, we are sticking with the black build just to match the interior, and that'll match the interior of both of these cases. Although I will say the King 95 is more of a blue exterior, black interior. So yeah, Fiona, have you got a left or a right option here? Which do you like more? I will say the GPU cooling on the King 95 Pro is better than the Sky 2, which is this one. King 95 Pro has better GPU cooling because direct airflow to the GPU, but it takes up more horizontal space on your desk. And the Sky 2 right here, you can add fans at the bottom, and it is ventilated right here. And actually, when I got a PC from Skytech using this case, they sent the extra fan that comes along with it, so I could install it if I chose to. But I didn't, and the GPU did fine. Yes, as long as it's blue, honestly. Cool. I'm going to recommend this one right here. Even if it looks like it goes over budget, 2 things to consider. I have a discount code. Oh, it doesn't go over budget. Hell yeah. I have a discount code, and it's free shipping. One last look at the CPUs. Yeah, for 1440p gaming, and all you're doing is gaming, the 7700X is going to do everything you need, no problem. You're not going to see much difference between that and a 7800X 3D because higher resolution. Every time, you guys have to remember this, okay? Every time you watch a review video for CPUs and you see a big difference between them, that's a 1080p chart. Barring few exceptions, I promise you it's probably a 1080p chart. And we're not looking at that here. I'm suggesting at this price point, you get a Fiona, you get a 1440p monitor. They're barely more than a 1080p monitor. You're going to get much better picture quality out of it and still high refresh rate. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get the link here. And let's see what this comes out to after my discount. You said left. Okay, Fiona, I'm going to tell you this. You're probably way behind on the stream. The good thing is I can always put, please refresh the stream in chat, and they'll see that immediately. But Fiona, if you're wondering why it seems like I'm not being very responsive, it's because you were behind on the stream. And that happens with YouTube because on Twitch, you can't rewind the stream. On YouTube, you totally can. And that means that people are often a few minutes behind, sometimes way more than that. Also, by the way, that reminds me, I saw you here. Where are you? Where are you? I saw you just a minute ago. Or more than a minute ago, maybe. Am I wrong? I guess I'm wrong. I could have sworn, unless they deleted their chat. I guess so. It'll usually say that. Fiona, let me know if you're caught up, okay? Hex Ethan, I just went into the a rabbit hole of your videos. Love them, very informative. Thank you. Appreciate that. Looking into a new computer, so I figured I'd come watch the live. Well, Hex Ethan, when you're ready to get a PC, and I'm saying within a month, when you're ready to make your purchase within a month or so, you can come to the stream and I help you one-on-one, and it's free. It's free of charge. No, I don't ask for bits or subs or donos or none of that. All you got to do is pay attention when you're filling out the form. That's all I'll say. Funny things happen when you don't. Fiona, I hope you got that. You saw that chat because you're probably still not caught up. All right, let's go in here and Proceed to checkout. We're already under budget because it was $2,500. Shipping is free. The only thing that you need to worry about is taxes. But we're going to try putting in my coupon code, which is SWARM, SWARM. And that brings the price down to $23.89 with free shipping. The only thing is going to be taxes. So there you go. This is going to be a heck of a build for 1440p gaming. Sorry, I switched to my laptop. I was on my mobile. No problem. Did you see the final amount? $23.89. And here's a fun thing. Jeff, I'm so glad to see this back on the builder, although I totally understand why it wasn't on there before. You have an option here when you get a custom PC from Skytech. Check this out. Because just a quick aside here. You'll hear from people the type of people who will tell you, oh, you got to build your own PC or else you're not a true gamer or whatever. They'll say stuff like, oh, if you build your PC, you just feel like it's yours. You built it with your hands. And it's just like you manifested it. Okay, right. We get it. If you want to be part of the build process, a great way to do it is when you go with a system integrator who, upon request, will build it during their live streams. And Skytech, twice a week, I think, live streams on Twitch where they do customer builds. For free, you can click right here and they will do that for you. They even ask you some questions to improve your experience during the live stream. They'll tell you the day and time of your build so you can be part of it. You can talk to the builders who are actually doing it. You can see the whole process of it coming together. You can hear them as they praise the excellent specifications chosen for your build, and you can tell them Braethorn did that because he just likes doing that. I don't know. So very cool, and it's a free option. The downside, because of course there is one, is that it can delay your build being built, because they have to schedule out the actual build time, make sure it works for you, all that. So there is that. It's just a thing that adds some time to it. But I think for people who want to have that sort of feeling of a connection to their build and be able to talk to the builders, which Skytech streams are a lot of fun, it can be very cool to do that. Not necessary, though. You can just toggle that off or not toggle it on, I suppose. But that's going to be right here where that larger text is. But let me give you your link. The build, it is done. I'm taking my time on these tonight, and it makes me, I like that. It makes me happy. There's your build link. The code that I used, which is my code, is SWARM. That will save you I think it was like $75 off the build. It says right here, $73.89 saved off the build. Plus it supports what I do as well, which is hugely appreciated. It's just, I don't like taking money from consumers, from viewers, from community members. I would rather you support what I do by saving money rather than spending extra money. So it's kind of the best for everyone. Building your own PC saves you potentially money and teaches you how to build by experience. Not necessarily, but it's also fun in my opinion. Yeah, Lightning Evo, that's generally the case. Right now, it's not really the case because in the DIY category, people are spending way more to get GPUs than they are by getting them through an SI. And there are times like this where building it yourself costs you more money. But if it's worth it to you, it's worth it to you. The thing about it is that you can say literally the same thing for changing your own oil, cooking your own meals, fixing your own plumbing. Saves you potentially money and teaches you by experience. But most people don't do those things. When you get it pre-built, you are paying for goods and services. when you get a parts list for DIY, you're just paying for goods. Plus, for a lot of newbies, pre-builds are the best gateway into DIY if they want to go that route. You start by doing upgrades, learning how to fix it when things come up. There are guides upon guides available for all those things, but you start with something that is guaranteed to work. You have a actual guarantee that's going to work and a warranty. It really is the way that, well, I mean, honestly, it's the way that most DIY enthusiasts get into DIY, yet somehow that seems to be forgotten a lot of the time. In my SI Weekly disclaimers that I do in every episode, one of them is, hey, if you're on the fence about building it yourself or buying a pre-built, well, if you're sure you want to buy pre-built, you're in the right place. I'm down with that. It's a great way to get into PC gaming, and if you want to, DIY. But if you're on the fence about it, you should strongly consider DIY because you can get more for your money that way. And I say that in every episode of SI Weekly now. Because, like, duh, it's one of those duh things. It's the same thing. Change your own oil in your car, you're going to save money and get good experience. You know, do your own plumbing, do whatever, all that stuff. Anything you DIY, you're going to usually save money, unless other than certain initial tool purchases and things like that. But you're going to generally save money and get great experience from that. And I've been doing DIY for over 25 years at this point, whether it was starting with just minor upgrades to full-on PC builds to a career in IT. Yet, I mean, I know I don't have to tell you this stuff. You've been around long enough to know that's how I feel about it, and I've shared my opinions on it pretty thoroughly. Now we're gonna do the next one here. Matt S, thank you for your patience. It is much appreciated, and for everyone who's waiting. Well, it's Matt S and Psycho Flack. That's it. Yeah, you also do lots of research building it yourself. True, and starting with a system that's guaranteed to work is underrated. Thank you, saving it now. All right, Fiona, you got it. No problem. Now, one thing about it is, of course, availability can change, and it may be that if you go to the build later, it will automatically replace a part that has gone out of stock. GPU inventory is volatile. It's volatile. So you can always go back to the VOD when I was talking about all the parts you could use and look at maybe some of the other options I mentioned if anything goes out of stock, okay? I mentioned a couple other GPU options, all of that. So if that helps, then that helps. Matt S is here. Awesome. I'm just call you Matt. I call you Matts. Is that what? It's Matt S. Anyway. Ghost Poner, how's it going? I'm sorry, let me go back a little further. Why the hell is a black ATX full tower of mesh panels $900? What are you talking about? Oh, Silverstone Alta D1. It's not just as simple as what you just said for that one, but yeah. I will 100% do that when I'm ready to buy one. Are you able to answer a quick question for me? In your opinion, is pre-built less expensive than a custom build? Oh, that's why Lightning Evo said that, because that showed up in chat. At the current time, there are going to be instances where pre-built is cheaper because in the retail space where you buy just parts, GPUs are ridiculous right now. They're either impossible to find or impossibly overpriced. That's going to be for a little while. Whereas for pre-builts, system integrators get their own allocation and they're not getting scalped. So in many cases right now, it is cheaper to buy a pre-built. Normally, it is obviously cheaper to build it yourself. Unless you mess something up, which anytime you try something for the first time, you can mess something up. I mean, look, every time I make pancakes, the first couple of pancakes are sacrificial. I got to figure out the temps and stuff, make sure everything's good. But think of it like that. PCs are like pancakes. I hope you're not expecting much more. That's it. That's the sentence. The GPU market is in Canada. It just seems way too confusing with so many cards being above MSRP and half my budget is deleted by trying to get an upgrade. So Hex Ethan, take a look at quoted.tech or jump on the list and I can help you with a build over there. Quoted.tech has consistently been really great to the community members in Canada who have gone through them. Those guys over there are great. Newer technology and market being in flux again cause what's because of what's going on. Also, don't forget tariffs. It's the coolest thing going back and watching your PC be built on stream. The PC I got from Roby I was able to do that. Araxis, I'm jealous that you got a PC from Roby. I mean, I built a PC for him, and no, it wasn't for him. I think I built actually 2 PCs that were given away at QuakeCon. That was so much fun. But I don't have a PC built by Roby. You got one up on me there. People probably spending more on older cards than it's worth right now. Oh yeah, no, like a 4070 right now is like $900. A 4070 Ti is like $1,200 last I checked on PC Part Picker. 4070 Ti Super, $1,300. And yet you've got reviewers out there saying like, oh, 5070 Ti for $900. Do not buy this. No, buy what you can get if you're just trying to upgrade. The best GPU for you is the one you can get. That's reasonable-ish. Reasonable is a word whose definition is constantly in flux based on circumstances and context. Sounds like you're starting with a cold pan. Nope. I heat it up first, but I need to see whereabouts it is. Like, I need to say, whatever. Lux, don't judge me. It was just a, what is it? Simile, metaphor, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Well, pre-built seems like the way to get newer cards, but there's no guarantee people are buy pre-built and scalping the GPUs out of them. Ghost Poner, it's if they're willing to buy a whole PC just to scalp the GPU, fine. But it's not, you can't bot that. Bots can't do the pre-built thing. Retail bots can, that's the thing. Scalpers aren't necessarily in 2025, Ghost Poner, scalpers don't sit there being like, okay, Descartes, oh man, I hope I make it in time. No, they use bots that will bam, 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 bam. Shotgun, try to buy, or I guess machine gun, try to buy every GPU in stock. That doesn't work with pre-builds. So anyone who's scalping one GPU, get a hobby, man. Because that's not gonna, it'll get you some funds, I guess. Because remember, most pre-builds don't come with the packaging. You're getting just a component. And a lot of people who are going to be spending scalper prices at least want the packaging. Nice, Alucard. Happy to hear it. Braythorn, I'm a Sherman tank. What's up? Home Assistant suggests installing on a virtual machine, which is better. VirtualBox, VMware workstation, for Hyper-V and Y, please. I'm a Sherman tank. I haven't done VMs for a very long time, since my time in the IT field. And at the time, I used VMware. It's been many years since I was in the actual specific IT field. I really couldn't tell you at this point, in this climate, which one's best. Just do a YouTube search and see what people think, who are doing it now, rather than someone who's helping with pre-builts instead of, home lab or VM stuff and all that. A lot of home lab channels that will be a lot more helpful. Try, craft computing. Jeff, is it Geerling or Geerling? I've met the guy. He's awesome, and I never get whether it's a soft G or a hard G on the last name. But Jeff Geerling or Jeff Geerling, craft computing, just those guys. Some of those guys are great for home lab stuff. Tell me whatever works for you, bro. Okay, let's get to your build. I'm very sorry. So we're going to. Okay, I was gonna say we're going to Cambridge, Massachusetts Micro Center because, again, Matt, you had the option to choose. You said Alexander PCs in the later part, but remember, for anyone filling out the form, if you live near Micro Center but you want your PC from a specific company, just choose yes, but I don't want to get my PC there, or choose no. Lie to me. Tell me you're not near Micro Center. I'll live. I'll be fine. But anyways, it's no big deal. If you're thinking about Alexander PCs, far be it for me to sway you on that one. They are excellent. Like most SIs have pretty positive reviews in the SI testimonials. I don't know if any other one has 100% positive feedback in SI testimonials like Alexander PCs does. Gaming, pro gaming, esports. What's your, let me ask you this, Matt, real quick. What is your actual maximum money dollar amount for your PC? Now, guys, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm dealing with a lot of Draxes here where there is no such thing as sarcasm or metaphors there. But I wasn't being literal about PCs being like pancakes. Figuratively speaking, they don't have chocolate chips inside. They do have chips inside, though. And Lux, 10 out of 10 pun. I like that. $2,800. Awesome. You're actually within the range that you chose. Well done. Oh, wrong one. Almost did that. Unless Psycho Flack's going to come back and say, oh, 2,800 is me too. That would have been a mistake. Okay. Now, I know you chose price to performance, but heads up, Alexander PCs is a boutique builder. What does that mean? Boutique builder means that you inherently pay more than going with a price to performance system integrator. However, you get what you get back for that is usually one builder for the whole system. It's not in an assembly line kind of thing. More attention to detail, more time spent on each build because there's lower volume of builds. Generally, more, in this case, the warranty is insane. It's a lifetime parts and labor warranty, and I've seen Alexander PCs bend over backwards to fulfill a valid warranty claim in that lifetime warranty. Awesome stuff. Not like Zydax, where they give you a lifetime warranty but bad service. That's a lifetime of guarantee of a bad time. Anyway, this is not the first time this has come around with Zydax, and that's why their code has been deleted out of the Coupon Codes channel. Anyway, didn't mean to get into that. But also things like the lifetime warranty, shipping, and custom cable extensions are all baked into the price as well. Now, you want gaming and pro gaming / esports at 1440p for $2,800. You should be able to easily achieve that with Alexander PCs. Let's take a look at what they've got right now. Yo, is this a cookie thing? Or has TJ finally gotten annoyed enough by my whinging that he went away from the option to default best selling and went to the default of price low to high? Because that would be a win for all involved. Okay, so option is probably best option is going to be the Spartan. Now, this is defaulted to a Radeon RX 970. We go 9070 rather. 9070 XT brings it to 2688, still within budget. 5070 Ti puts it at 2878, slightly over budget, but not as much as you'd think. My coupon code with Alexander PCs takes $50 off. But let me ask you this, Matt. Lifetime bad service doesn't sound great. I know, right? Funny how that works. Oh, we got an ad break on Twitch. Okay, so Matt, question for you: what kind of games are you wanting to play with your system? What kind of games are we thinking here? Like big cinematic AAA titles, or are we thinking like? Well, you said pro gaming / esports. That makes me think a 9070 XT is going to be totally fine, because it competes with the 5070 Ti for less money. It's just, if you're playing pro gaming / esports type of titles, there's not a lot of ray tracing involved, and if it is, most competitors will turn that off. Frames win games when it comes to esports. But what kind of gaming are you looking to do, aside from the fact that you already put that you want to do pro gaming / esports stuff? If you can just expand upon that a little bit for me. Oh, we can go with a 2 terabyte and still be under warranty. Hell yeah. With the 9070 XT. Okay, so this runs a 7800 X3D. That should be fine for what you're doing. That's actually a little overkill for 1440p. X670E Tomahawk Wi-Fi. Nice motherboard. DDR5 6000, appropriate for Ryzen 7000 series. We already upgraded from 1 terabyte to 2 terabyte. I think that should default to 2 terabyte. It's over $2,000. Like, download a game, any AAA title, see how your storage is doing after you download 3 or 4 of those. Let's see, 3500X case with iLink Corsair IQ Link fans, RX 120s. 1000 watt 80 plus gold fully modular power supply from Corsair, very nice. Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3. Let's see, lifetime parts and service, of course. Now this is a Corsair IQ certified gaming PC. Not many SIs carry this, other than of course Corsair Vengeance, right? But it is a really nice looking build. Including intake for your GPU here. I'm not sure where the ventilation is for this. I'm hoping there's some, but you also have an intake right here at the bottom with fresh air available as well to help cool your GPU. It wouldn't be this GPU. That's just how that goes. I do some cinematic games, but also FPS. Okay. Now, according to reviews of the 9070 XT, in the type of games where it's FPS, where you selected here, pro gaming / esports stuff, straight up, in some reviews, they showed that the 9070 XT could actually outperform a 5080 for a lot less money. Now, once you turn on ray tracing, it's going to be a little closer to being in between the 5070 and the 5070 Ti. But that's where the price is. So that's perfect. The 9070 XT does what it says on the tin. It gives you, in most cases, 7900 XTX performance at raster, but with way better ray tracing. Now, I went ahead and upgraded. It comes default. Like when I send you the link, here's what you're going to see. It's going to look like this. 2578 and 9070 and a 1 terabyte drive. I highly suggest that you choose the 9070 XT and the 2 terabyte Kingston KC3000. That brings the price to $2748 before the $50 discount you get with my code, which is just my name, Braithorn. I think this is exactly right up your alley there. Now, if you want to go with NVIDIA, that's totally fine. Because what you're going to end up with, well, actually, no, wait, hold on. How did that happen? That's more than, okay. It's because I went with a 2 terabyte drive. If you want to go with the 5070 Ti, it will raise the price to $158 above budget because we also upgraded to the 2 terabyte drive. However, it does take $50 off of that, making it just $108 over budget. So, and shipping is included, which is something you should probably consider. But I would say 9070 XT is going to do everything you need. Hey, Alucard. There you go. It's probably played a few times on stream already. That's okay. And I was just showing you. I got you. There you go. So Matt, that's going to be my suggestion for you here. You did say you wanted a black build, right? Yes. Okay. Now, just a heads up, everybody. If you're looking for a white build from Alexander PCs, one thing to consider is that they are not showing white builds as available because most of their GPUs are not available in white. However, if you email them, just respond to your confirmation email after you make your purchase and tell them, hey, I want the white build. I don't need a matching GPU. They'll do the whole white build for you. change all the other components to match the white build. The only thing that will be not matching that will be a GPU that's not in the same color scheme, which is fine. It, little contrast never hurt nobody. However, I do happen to know that if anyone's looking for a white build in the with a 9070 XT, they got a bunch of XFX white 9070 XTs in stock. Yeah, they are very particular about only offering white builds if they can match everything, and that's a tall order in this GPU landscape right now. I like 2 terabytes, to be honest. I've always been back and forth with the 9070 XT and 5070 Ti. Yeah, no, I mean, my suggestion, based on the fact that you included pro gaming / esports, yeah, what I would say is in cinematic titles, mess around with ray tracing, because the thing about it is all of those titles, except for a few, there are a couple titles out there like, your Indiana Jones where ray tracing is mandatory, but that is the exception, not the rule. Most games allow you to turn off ray tracing and they have pre-rendered shaders in there and it looks awesome. But the 9000 series Radeon cards did get a major bump in ray tracing performance. It's my suggestion that you go with this build right here. You want to change it up, you can, and go with the 5070 Ti, but it will push the budget. Instead of being after the discount $100 under budget, it will be $100 over budget. And that means that from the distributor, they're getting those 5070 Ti's at $200 more than the 9070 XTs, which does somewhat track. It means it's only a $50 difference from the actual MSRP difference. Normally a $150 difference. It's a $200 difference instead. But you have the option. If you're like, you know what? I want the 5070 Ti. More power to you. It's just, it raises the budget. It raises the price to $100 above budget after you put in my discount code. The XFX white ones are nice. The other good one would be the ASRock Steel Legend, as I keep mentioning. Yeah, absolutely. What I'll do is I'll send you the base build, okay? And you can choose which GPU you want. I do recommend the 2 terabyte drive, and heck, if you want more storage, choose the 9070 XT, and at checkout, you can add even more storage if you want, secondary storage. But choose a 2 terabyte drive and choose the 9070 XT, and you're good to go. There's the link, there's the code, and I would say you're good to go. That was almost a bar. Almost. Not quite. That's okay. But yeah, I would say that's my suggestion. It's an awesome PC. And here's the thing about Corsair stuff. IQ can actually be kind of nice. They've made some improvements to it. The thing about that would normally bother me is if you mix Corsair stuff with like other RGB components. However, this is a Corsair IQ certified build. Anything that's got an RGB LED in it is a Corsair product, meaning you don't need multiple RGB softwares, just one, IQ. That means less of a drag on your system resources and everything in one place. And IQ also allows for things like fan curves and stuff like that if you want to get into the nitty-gritty of it. But generally, it's going to be well set up right out of the box. Install your games, get going. One of the benefits of a boutique build. Matt, I'm happy you feel that way. Look at it this way, though. I get to talk about PCs and help people out for a living. It's a good trade-off. And also, as I've mentioned, using that code saves you money, but it also supports what I do. It's why I'm able to do this for free. Which is why I feel bad when people do things like gifting subs or doing that kind of stuff. IQ tends to want to be the standalone software for RGB. I remember other software fighting with IQ before. It has done that. Now, they use an Asus motherboard, which has the plugin for IQ. It all works together. It's nice. Araxin, so fun fact, I'm no longer going to play my games on ultra high settings from here on out for the most part. Let me give you a bigger thumbs up than that. Ultra settings, not my favorite thing. In fact, it's so much so that in, unless I have completely forgotten exactly how I did the video, the 5070 review video I did, I don't think I had any game set to ultra because it's unrealistic and I don't think people should do it. Ultra settings in any game is meant for benchmarking or screenshots. That's all it's good for. It's not good for smooth gameplay by definition. Eater says that build looks sweet. It does. I've had my issues with Corsair stuff, but mostly it's like the Corsair tax. But this looks competitive with other boutique builds out there. So you're not being hit with that too much because this isn't like the crazy high-end Corsair stuff that really doesn't make a lot of sense. This is more sensible Corsair parts. You meant the one I shared, sir? Oh, do you mean the sure? Okay. But yeah, Matt, use that in good health. You got the link, you got the code. Tell TJ I said hi. Don't forget that your system comes with, as part of the price, custom cable extensions in the color of your choice, which I think dresses up a build beautifully. Might I recommend a nice purple? Or whatever your favorite color is. Generally a good wise option is to go with something monochromatic like black, white, or gray, because then you can set your RGB to whatever color you want and not worry about it clashing with the physical cables in the system. But you do you. Whatever you like. They have a large category of colors available to you. Oh my goodness, if that isn't DF Starfield. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Look at that, 22 months. Are you kidding me? Can my voice get any higher?
Yes, it can.
Wow. Sorry, headphone users.
Maybe this will make you feel better. But thank you for the tier 1 sub. Thank you for the lurk and the silent support. I hope that your evening goes well, my friend. Sexy voice is sexy.
You're talking about this one, right? With the vocal effects on? I don't know. When I turn
off the vocal effects like this, I feel like it's just too much. I got to pitch my voice up a little bit. Silent Wraith. I do what I like with my voice. You know, sometimes I'm not even feeling like showing emotion on stream, and sometimes I feel like
I want to just be robotic about it. And perhaps some of the nerdier ones out there might identify with this voice more.
But, you know, that's variety. You gotta have some variety. Skeeter, thank you for pointing that out. I do appreciate it. It's just I have to modify the voice. I don't want to, you know, a lot of it might get lost if you're using phone speakers, and that's no fun. DF Starfield, thank you for supporting what I do. I really appreciate it. I mean, look, you're still right there. Look at that. Held that title for a while. Frowler says, I only use Corsair PSU and will continue to do that. Okay. They're solid power supplies. Ned, where's Jimbo? I remember the Dr. Love voice. You did that one stream. There was a stream where I did the majority of the builds with my voice au naturel like this. It can be a bit much. I'm not trying to show off here. Now, if I may, Psycho Flack, are you here? I wish I had some clips from that one, honestly. I wish you guys, like, and this is just an ego thing, but I wish you guys clipped some of my actual funny moments that happen now and then. Just I forget. I black out during this. I don't know anything I do or say. during these streams. It's like reading a book to someone. They get to experience a story, whereas you're focused on your performance. So, what were we talking about? Case in point right there. Okay, Psycho Flag. Let me take a look at your DM here. Well, I'm glad I looked at it here, because this would be trying to dox me because it's an Amazon link. I did ask for you to maybe perhaps make a PC part picker list for me. This is just an Amazon pre-built. We need clips. They'd be great for great shorts for more content for you. Very true. In fact, Twitch has its own editor within Twitch for those. The deep voice is a Corsair voice. Robert, fix it. I refuse. No, Corsair does not need the voice. They don't get the voice. This is just mere coincidence that I used it during the Corsair build. Yes, I sent you the link in the DM. I know. I'm looking at it right now. That's why I said it's on Amazon and it's an Amazon pre-build. I'm going to say a heartfelt no to this build, and I'll tell you why. This build is, for those who cannot see this because I can't show Amazon, it just is dead set on showing my personal information. Well, you know what? Here, let me do this while I have this. How about this? Here we go. I'll try it in an incognito window. And, oh, no, that didn't do it. All right, this works. Okay. Let's take a look, everybody. Let's take a look at this. Oh, this is because I didn't put it in the incognito window. That would explain it. Well, I logged out, so. Now, chat, this is your time to shine. Tell me why you wouldn't go for this build. The link you sent me went directly to this. That's what's in the chat. That's what's in the DM you sent me. Okay, Alucard got it for nearly $2,000. Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm stressing out y'all
Speakers. We're gonna go back to the regular voice here. It also, for some reason, when I speak in my, when I know you're hearing my real voice, I slow down, and we got a lot to say here. 4 generations old CPU, 3 generations old GPU, 1 terabyte drive. Now, here's what's happening here. This is a Skytech system. Skytech's great, but Amazon has probably had this in a warehouse for a couple of years, because they're still charging the price this would have cost when the stuff was new, $2,000. Now, you can get a modern i5 or like a 9600X, and it's going to outperform in gaming this 12700K. Still a good CPU, still a good CPU, to be clear. But with you going for 1440p gaming, oh, okay. Actually, I should have looked at this first. Gaming, pro gaming, esports, streaming, content creation, video editing, graphic design. Psychoflag, you can't put links in chat. That was why I asked you to send me a whisper. And if you go to the whispers and look at the link, oh. Psychoflag. Go to the whispers and scroll up. I didn't look at the date. You sent this to me. June 26th, 2022 is apparently not my first time helping you out. No freaking wonder. Oh my God. Okay. That's amazing. All right. You didn't send me a link in whispers. You said, I would like your opinion and advice on it. I ordered the Lenko 207, but for some reason it didn't show up on Part Picker, and you didn't send me a link in that whisper. Why would you say that stuff and not send me? It's not there. I will show you. Okay, now you sent it. Like you said I did, but do you see it? Yeah, okay. I would never, that's old. Well, apparently it's still in stock. There's only one, Jeff, because guys, if you don't know, Jeff in YouTube chat or Redemption in Twitch chat is the CTO of SkyTech. Apparently, Jeff, there's one in stock still. You might want to contact Amazon and see about either lowering the price or maybe doing a buyback on that. I wouldn't want my name on this because at that price, it is not a good deal for anybody involved. Well, for y'all, for Amazon, it is, but not for you in terms of reputation and not for the customer. Anyway, I'm not about telling you how to do your business. Not on purpose, or maybe anyways. Okay, let's take a look at the PC part picker list that was sent to me. No, I got the list now. It's right here. Okay, tell me this real quick, Psychoflak. What is your actual maximum budget? Because a lot of the parts you chose there's no prices available. You can't buy them. They're not for sale anywhere, apparently. Unless this is a PC you're already looking at. Also, don't include monitors. I'm going to edit the list and remove the monitor. Skeeter, I did not ignore Jeff for like 10 minutes earlier. I ignored everyone for 10 minutes. There is a distinction there. Jeff, I want to point out something. I have seen some other companies who have older systems for not great prices out there. Example, Novatech. I know it's not easy to manage your Amazon stock, but it's worth doing if it's possible at all. You don't want to be lumped in with a company like that. Comes with the streamer, happens all that. I'm going to ignore that. Okay. A lot of the parts I chose, I already have. I told you I wanted your advice on it. The only parts I'm changing is the AIO case and RAM. I'm not sure when you said that. It just says, I would like your opinion and advice on it. I ordered the case, but for some reason didn't show up on Part Picker. That's, unless you said it way earlier in chat. I don't know. So just, okay. Well, if you want my opinion and advice on it, you might not want to hear what I have to say about your choice of platform. 14700K is going to do great in video editing, yada, yada. You're going to have to make sure that you have the most recent possible BIOS update for the motherboard, because it's going to come with the microcode update. Because 14th gen CPUs, especially high wattage ones, are going to be prone to damaging themselves otherwise. and I have removed them completely from my recommendations, both 13th and 14th gen. This is not what I would have recommended for you. However, that's not what you're asking me for, but you're going to get that anyway. Part of the deal. Okay, this is going to be a fun one. Ooh, boy. We have a new submission here. Oh, buddy. Played fast and loose with the directions there, with the instructions. Okay. 1440p, gaming, pro gaming, esports, streaming, content creation, video editing, graphic design. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Not a bad choice for motherboard. Okay, you have 9 USB Type A's. 4 of them are slower, but that's fine because keyboard, mouse, headset, those all go there. That's fine. 2.5 gig Ethernet, I think. That's a great picture, PC Part Picker. Good job. Wi-Fi 7, so that could be 5 gig Ethernet. There's no way of knowing unless I look up the motherboard, which I'm doing right now. Most people don't have 5 gig internet, so it's fine, but no, 2.5 gig Ethernet. That's fine for most internet connections. I am a little disappointed by the single USB Type-C. It's 20 gigabit per second, yeah, but that's fine. It's just the rear I/O on your motherboard, if you're going to be streaming with your system, is something that is, in my opinion, fairly critical. And there are a few USB Type-C devices like external capture cards and whatnot that could benefit from you having a couple more here. Regardless, not a terrible choice. No, it's fun. This is okay. Specification, looking at your expansion slots here. 2x PCI Express 16, both supporting PCIe Gen 4, running at 4x. Very nice for a streaming machine. Internal capture cards, things like that are gonna love this, so that's fine. But we're not looking. Okay, so let me go back to it. So here's what I would say. You're looking for Redemption 77. I'm no one. Yeah, okay. I disagree. The rest I already have from 2 years. And the CPU, which I bought a month ago, that asked your advice on it, and you told me you wouldn't have gone with it. Okay. All right. Already went there then. I'll tell you this, Psychoflack, if you said this at the beginning of the stream or something, or in another stream, expecting me to remember all that immediately when your name, like, that's expecting a lot out of me. I would have led in with that, for sure. And also, I would have actually posted the link in the DMs rather than have me go through that whole rigmarole about, like, don't buy this PC. Anyways, but we're good. So all you're looking for advice on is the AIO case and RAM. AIO, I would go with a Lee & Lee all-in-one liquid cooler because you went with a Lee & Lee case, which then have Lee & Lee fans. RAM, if you're doing video editing, 32 gigs, no. 64 gigs, yes, at least. Because you don't want to get in that situation where you don't have enough. It's totally fine to be in a situation where you have too much. So we are already editing this. Let me change out your memory. We can get the same memory, but 64 gigs of it. B by 32, DDR5 6000, CL30. I just put this to 10. There we go. Bam. Done. Price and G-Skill is good on price here. You don't need the Neo. Just try it in Z5 would work here because you went Intel. Where's the Z5 RGB? I mean, to be fair, as far as I understand, Expo memory can also do XMP. It's just not always the other way around. Z5 Neo, standard Z5 was here somewhere. Where is it? Z5 RGB. No price on that. What is going on with this? Am I too zoomed in? Where is the pricing on all this memory? There's something wrong with this list. Well, I'll just pick out the memory. It doesn't matter, I suppose. G skill. There we go. That'll help. You don't want to go Z5 Neo if you're going Intel. You want Z5, non-Neo. That one right there. And we'll take off the Neo. Z5 Neo indicates that it has Expo profiles for AMD, not Intel. And while that can work with XMP, I wouldn't rely on it. I would get the right memory for the system. CPU cooler, we'll go with a Lian Li 360mm AIO, so you only have to have that software and you're good to go. So we go here, we go Lian Li. There we go. And we'll collapse this. We'll go here, we will go to 360mm Dunyan rings. There you go. Color in black. There you go. Am I losing it? That's why. Okay. It's because I had it set to Best Buy, which real quick, Psychoflack, did you choose the Best Buy thing or was that from my previous build? Like, are you trying to only purchase from Best Buy? Okay, that's fine. Okay, that was my bad then. Let's see what you said about RGB. Yes, and a lot of it. Gotcha. Okay, got it. Understood. Trinity SL Infinity, but the Galahad 3 Trinity is going to have better matching fans that come by default with the case on the 207. A little high on the price. Is that the LCD? Okay, that was wrong. Wait, it's only like 20 bucks difference with and without the LCD? That's crazy talk. What the heck's going on here? Let's go with this one right here. There you go. Those fans do look nice. They look appropriate for the 207. And nice CPU block on that. You don't need the LCD. That's going to do a fantastic job. No pun intended. Take out the Fantex one. I thought the Neo set you free. Yes, that's what the memory does. It kicks you out of the matrix. Okay. Now, you don't need my help with the case because you already made your choice there. And we have pricing on the memory. 64 gigs, DDR5, 6000 CL30, $199. There you go. There you go. That's got the fixes in it. John Paul Bacon, how's it going? Those are nice brand of PSUs. I've liked them using Seasonic for 10 plus years now. Seasonic, you can never go wrong with Seasonic. And one of the major differences is most power supply brands don't, like the major brands, don't actually make the power supplies themselves. There's an OEM for those that makes them, and they just make them to the specifications of the client, the brand. Slap the branding on there, you're good to go. Whereas Seasonic makes their own power supplies. No inland SSD. They did not ask me for information. They did not ask me for recommendations on storage. AIO, case, and RAM, but they already bought a case. Skeeter's paying attention. So somebody out there, we don't know who, because where it says here, what is your Twitch YouTube handle username? And where I actually put this helpful picture to show you what I need, they decided to go ahead and put their life story. What would be the best build for me from CLX? Bugit 3800 YouTube name K Candy for Destiny 2 and Fortnite Call of Duty. Thank you for eventually giving me your name. But as it states right here, entering anything other than your username invalidates your form submission. There's all kinds of formatting in here. all over the place. That should make you be like, whoa, I should probably read this, even though it's a visual nightmare. But no problem, Psychoflack. Sorry about the confusion earlier. Sorry for my part in that. So, if I may ask, is there a K Candy here? YouTube name K Candy for Destiny 2? And for, oh, you're saying what it's for? It's some shooter games. Okay. Here, I'll check in YouTube. They're not even in chat. They're not even in chat. Okay. I am like, normally, guys, I would invalidate this, delete it out of the chat, because that's not just a minor ignoring of the instructions. It is blatant. Like, it's not like they put the wrong name. They straight up were like, well, I can type whatever I want. Hell yeah. There's not sentences literally written near this to help me with that. Let me know what to put. Also, just some advice. Okay, Candy is here. Hi, how's it going? So, if you weren't here for when I explained this before, I've been doing this for years. And one way to make it harder for me is to ignore the instructions in the forum. So I will, there's a part of this that you agree to when you fill out the form that states, if you ignore the instructions in any of the questions, you agree to be roasted on stream. I don't know that anyone has, oh, by the way, it does say good-natured roast. Don't worry. This is just me. It's fine. Even though some people will put the wrong name, I don't think anyone has just started talking in that in that space. It's a little bit, so it caught me off guard for sure. Okay, but you're here. You didn't come up when I was doing the and seeing if you were in chat, but you're here, so that's good. But yeah, with the helpful picture showing all that I need, just the name and all that. It's why it's a pet peeve of mine whenever someone's just like, oh, that words, I don't need any of that. Let me just type whatever I want. So that's the roast. Roast is done. Fine. I'm not going to invalidate the form submission, as I was just saying before you showed up. No problem. But, you know, take your time on these kinds of things. I do this for free. Don't make it any harder for me, because that's, you did thankfully put a company name and actually provided a helpful link there. Though I do have CLX linked already. Thank you for that. You're doing gaming streaming. I will say you really don't need anywhere close to $3,500 to $4,000 to game and stream at 1080p. Unless you're going to go for a higher resolution, you can lower your budget drastically on that, unless you overspend on aesthetics, which is a valid thing to do if that's what you want to do. I'm here. I didn't see that part when I first filled out. I seen indicates required question. Well, that's just this right here. That's just what the little asterisk does. Here, let's, we can do this. Here you go. That's here, indicates required question, and that's letting you know if there's a red star there, you do need to answer that question. But you did have to look at past all this in order to be able to enter text here. So no. Unless you did it on mobile, which I don't know what this looks like on mobile. So maybe. But regardless, it's all good. I'm not actually angry. I'm not upsetty spaghetti about it. I'm obligated to do a mini roast because it does state that I'm going to do that in the instructions there. My hands are tied. I don't make the rules around here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're here. I can help you out. It's no problem. We have time for one more here, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, if I may ask, I am curious, what made you settle on CLX? What they are great. They are a great company. I know some of the people from there, really cool people. But what brought you to CLX? I understand that you started with a question, but all of these other fields here are how I figure out what your question is, essentially. What's the best build from CLX? Well, there's a question here Are you interested in a specific SI? You put CLX there. Budget. Your name, well, it would have just gone here. And what you're going to use it for, gaming and streaming. Even the question you wrote here didn't include streaming as part of the question. So as you can see, the form is designed to ask you questions that you might not even have asked yourself before. No problem though. I'm just responding to what you said. Is you said that's why you led with the question, but that's what the whole form is for. It's not an issue at all. No reason, you know, there's no reason to discuss it any further. You're good. But yeah, so I'm just curious, what brought you to CLX as an option for you? I rarely cover them in my content, and not for lack of trying. I've had some false starts with doing content with them, mostly on my end, where I sort of failed to follow through with it. But what made you think of going with CLX? What in particular drew you to them? Was it just advertisements or recommendations from some of their other customers? Sarge Marine, thank you for the Prime sub. Much appreciated. Thank you, Sarge Marine. Wow, that sentence went great. So glad I added reverb to that. How about reverb and echo? Thank you for the Prime sub, Sarge Marine. 7 months of support. Thank you. I looked through and seen their cases and GPU ads also. Well, one of the downsides, unfortunately, with CLX is I can't give you a discount code with them. I don't have one. However, we have quite a few SIs where I can do that. I would say CLX. I'm not gonna like say CLX is in a bit of a unique position in the industry. I really do need to talk with them more. It's been a long time since I've talked to George. Braxton 1823 just gifted 10 tier 1 subs to the community. Let's go, nerds. That's a tier 1 sub for Dark Force 2008, SOS Malenko, Werewolf Mania, Nugget Ari. Aw, you gifted a sub to Ari. Thank you. Why isn't Ari subbed? Anyway, Zelma, Fun Dark TV, Daisy Zero Day, Apocalypse Gamer 442, Barking Scud 04, and Itashido. Welcome to the Spore. Braxton, what the heck? What's that about? You're good? You know, you're good. No, you. Look at that. Look, you and Sarge Marine together, level 4 hype train. Just like that. Thank you very much. Well, I'm glad to have you here. Thank you. Happy Hour Hero, keeping the hype train going. With a Prime sub. Thank you for the Prime sub, Happy Hour Hero. Skeeter Gaming gifting a tier 1 sub to the community. To Day Live, thank you for the gifted sub. I'm sorry, K Candy. We are doing your build. I promise. We're doing that momentarily. I just got to give props to the people that are supporting me. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I think I've gotten better about being weird about getting gifted subs and stuff like that. Just, I do my best. Here, we got to go to this one so it shows. For some reason, this thing up top doesn't show in the primary. I got to fix that. It's just going to be a bunch of those. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for the hype train. Thank you for keeping it going. I appreciate that. This, you know, I don't push gifting or Prime subs or anything like that. It means a lot when y'all do that. I think it maybe means more to me because I don't push that stuff when y'all do it, which is why I get weird about it. So thank you very much. Sincerely. What the heck is going on with my camera? There we go. I'm starting to wonder if the DJI camera thing is worth it. Yes, it moves, but I'm sitting down. Thank you, Kate Candy. I really appreciate it. So what I was saying earlier was, okay, the 1080p choice, I would suggest at least going up to 1440p for your monitor with the kind of budget that you're looking at. And speaking of budget, if I may ask, what is the actual maximum budget? Because, you know, the forum asks you for a range, but it's hard for me to work with that. It just helps me to categorize and see where the trends are going with people's budgets and whatnot. But what is your actual specific amount that is your maximum budget for your system? Chat, I'm not even gonna y'all put me in a good mood. I'm not even gonna roast if the budget is over 4,000. I'm just gonna whatever. There's Dark Force, and Dark Force, thank you for lurking. I do appreciate it. And for all the lurkers out there, we're gonna take a little peek. We got 42 viewers in Twitch right now and 43 in YouTube. If all of them are on Twitch, like I was actually talking today, I responded to a tweet from Nutty. If y'all don't follow Nutty and you're trying to get into streaming, you need to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Awesome content. But anyway, where he was talking about, sarcastically talking about not mixing your chat, YouTube, Twitch chat, whatever, and putting it on your screen because, oh, it breaks TOS and yada yada. And I was like, I literally avoid breaking TOS as much as possible because I don't think I could ever get back to the concurrent viewership average for 3 months needed to get Twitch partner again if I lose Twitch partner. It's a relic of years ago when there were a lot more people on the Twitch streams and I only streamed on Twitch. But knowing that combined between Twitch and YouTube, there's over 80 people here, feels nice. So thank you guys. And thank you for the level 4 hype train. Thank you so much. Y'all are awesome. Okay, what was I gonna say? I was gonna look at raiders that are here that have not spoken up but have been watching. Let's see here. Bastion Blue Succubus. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I don't know if I'm like a podcast for you, but I hope it's pleasant in your background as you're chilling. There are going to be some that I don't recognize, so I don't know if it's really somebody watching, but Kenneth D 323474, thank you for lurking. I appreciate you. Mythos Web, thank you. Dr. Mitch, Skinny Dr. Mitch, thank you for lurking. SSA, thank you for lurking. Binary Theory, you did talk earlier, but I appreciate you sticking around. Tough, of course, thank you for the lurk. U.S. Army Combat Medic, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it, guys. And there's more. There's a lot more, but we're gonna get to this build. Well, we got Alucard on the list. Let's go. Oh boy. How are you gonna do that 7 minutes before when I'm supposed to normally end the stream, Alucard? How are you gonna do that? Kenneth, thank you so much. Medic, thank you. $4,000 and it doesn't have to include tax. Yeah, as it says in the form here, the max budget cannot include taxes or shipping, so that's appropriate. Although there are multiple SIs that include shipping in their pricing, generally that's not included. Also, separate budget from the monitor, keyboard, mouse, stuff like that. So just the PC itself, so that you're right on track with that. But okay, 4,000 straight up, perfect. You're exactly within range here. Nice. We'll just remove that. I'm also going to change this, because all that information is elsewhere. I guess I'll keep I'll keep that text right there. Just, I mean, it will or no. Destiny 2, Fortnite, Call of Duty, got it. But yeah, I would say go with that, but with a budget like $4,000, 1440p is what you want to go for, at least. And though I do want to work with CLX again, it's been a long time. I'm not sure how things are going over there. I need to reach out to them, and I don't have a coupon code to help you out with that. But we'll find you an SI that's going to give you a system, a similar kind of build. Let me just browse through here real quick. $4K, not $4K, $4,000, literally $4,000. Pre-built. Within a month, fully custom options available. Gaming and streaming. So, okay, let me actually mark this in purple like I should. Gaming and streaming. So we want to be able to choose our motherboard. So there's a parts list, nothing nuts, is for my company Christmas party. Okay, cool. Lurky making warm soup, Robert. Sounds nice. Thank you for the lurk. I'm sorry. I'm having a thinking moment right now. I'm gonna check something. I want to. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Actually, dang it. I meant to do this. I'm gonna take a look at stints real quick. I want to see what they've done because things have been in shifting for everybody. No. I want this right here. We're going AMD. I want to see what their custom stuff looks like right now in terms of GPUs. Yeah, there we go. 5070 Ti. Nice. Edit. $4,000 budget. You can totally go 9800 X3D easily. Yeah, and we're well within budget. We can bump this thing up in terms of what storage in there. We can change the case. We can change the motherboard. Excuse me. Whew. All right. Let's see what motherboards they have here. Is it just a Tomahawk Wi-Fi? It's not a bad motherboard. It's just maybe. Let me see. Oh, here we go. There we go. They have the X670E Gaming Plus Wi-Fi. I love that thing. Also, we're doing what color build? A black build. All right, perfect. They have the Creator Wi-Fi one, but that's not my favorite. Ooh, there we go. The X870E Carbon Wi-Fi is a sick motherboard. Take a look at the... Okay, so... Okay, here's the thing. When I am looking at a PC where someone says they want to stream with it, one of the things that's most important to me is this. All the connectivity. Because you're going to want to be connecting not just a keyboard, mouse, and a headset, but stuff like external capture cards or webcams, audio interface for a microphone, or just a USB microphone, Stream Deck, just things like that. You want to make sure you do not run out of USB ports. And this thing's got a lot of them. It even has dual Ethernet, something you probably wouldn't mess with. You would just use the 5G one. That's a little faster there if you have internet that can keep up with that. But either way, you just use that one. Wi-Fi 7, quadruple actually, USB Type-C, with these two being USB 4, 40 gigabit per second. This motherboard is insane. It's very nice. Plus you have expansion slots here for internal capture cards, things like that. Very nice motherboard. It's within budget, so we choose that one. Stacked upon stacked IO, absolutely. We're already looking at a Leanly O11 Evo RGB. The funny thing is this picture is outdated. It's going to be not in white like this, but it's going to be more like this where you don't see the pillar right there. Even this one, this is an 011 Evo, not the RGB one. This is the 011 RGB right here. Yes. Has the RGB there and there, but yours is going to be in black. Actually, I guess that is the right case. It's just they have the optional pillar in the corner. Whatever. But it's an absolutely sick PC. 1000 watt PCIe 5.0. Very good. What options do we have under GPU? Maybe we go... Now, 5080 would push it a little out of budget, actually. Maybe. What are we at so far? No, it would still be within budget with a 5080. But I want to up the storage. This thing's going to be a gaming and streaming monster. You could totally go with a 4K monitor if you want to. 2 terabyte or 4 terabyte storage. Let's see what the pricing is with 2 terabytes and what it is with 4. All right. Now, if you're going to stick with 1440p, you could still even go 4K with a 5070 Ti. For those who were here in chat, who were here during the testing, I did tons of 4K gaming on the 5070 Ti, and it killed it. It did really well. Thank you, Steeder. Appreciate that. The question is this. Do I upgrade the GPU to a 5080, though it wouldn't be a huge uplift in performance and it's a $400 increase in price? 5080 pricing from distribution right now is terrible. Across the board. It still has the same VRAM. It's 16 gigs of VRAM for both. I didn't get to test the 5080, but the performance difference between the 5080 and 5070 Ti is not massive. Not $400 worth, in my humble opinion. But it might be worth it to bump you up to 64 gigs of RAM. Because if you're running a very complex stream or any of the games you're playing are in any way RAM intensive, or you do modded gaming or things like that, you don't want to run out of RAM when you're streaming. You probably would be fine with 32 gigs. But you don't want to find out the wrong way that it's not enough. So we're taking that budget, and instead of overspending on a GPU that is not going to offer much return in terms of performance, instead we're beefing up all the other components. So like your motherboard, beefed up like crazy. Your RAM, beefed up in terms of capacity. Your storage, 4 terabytes. It's going to take you a long time to fill that and have to add more storage. And still very fast and reliable storage. You're already getting all the case fans you need to fill out this case. A 1000 watt PCIe 5.0 power supply, which for the 5070 Ti is more than enough. And a 9800X 3D, the absolute peak of gaming CPUs. That's 8 cores, 16 threads. So for streaming as well, no problem. Skeeter, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you very much. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping a couple gifted subs. I appreciate you. So this build is very balanced and in some ways overbuilt for streaming. If you get really, really into streaming to the point where you're making some money off of it, this stuff's going to pay itself off basically, eventually, because you're not going to find it lacking in storage or RAM or IO to connect things to USB devices to. It's basically got it all. The only thing we're not doing is getting less optimal price to performance on your GPU. Now, if you want to, though, I can drop down the storage to 2 terabytes to where after a while you'd need to go in there and add more storage, but it would take a bit. 2 terabytes is a respectable amount of storage for sure, especially if you mostly play those 3 games. You're not going to run out of storage anytime soon. And for the memory, 32 gigs in most cases is fine. It's just once you have a game running and OBS and maybe Spotify, Discord, a couple Chrome tabs, things like that, you're pushing up against that 32 gigs of RAM. Especially if you have a lot of things going on in your OBS. It gets more and more complex and more RAM intensive. When the budget allows for it, overbuild, a little bit here and there. Matt S, no problem. I hope it helped. I mean, I'm, fairly certain it did, but happy I was able to help. Thanks for hanging out. 4 terabytes is good. Excellent. Okay. So let me ask you though, real quick, are you good with this case? I think it's an awesome looking case. However, dual chamber cases are pretty wide. So it's usually best to have it on your desk. It's somewhere. That means it's going to take a little extra space on the desk. We have a few choices, but they're all dual chamber cases, essentially. The H9, the Lightbase 600DX, Lightbase 600DX, yes, is another dual chamber case. Like, do you prefer this one? Or O11D Evo RGB, this one here, the default one we already selected, or the NZXT H9. And it is the H9 Flow. Less RGB here. And looking at your form, you said you want a lot of RGB. I wouldn't recommend that last one. I would say the Evo RGB, this one here, or for an extra dose of RGB, the Lightbase 600DX. So this is option 2, and this is option 1. Which one would you pick? That's option 1 right there. And here, let's do this. Okay, chill out on the window size here. Thank you, Microsoft, for making the arrows to expand the window only activate over 1 pixel here. Okay. I'm putting these both on the screen so you can make your choice that way. Left or right? Case 1? Okay, this one right here. Got it. Now, also, another thing about Stints Built. Stints Built is awesome. Jeff Stints, owner, obviously. Jeff Stints, actually, I should say. But Stints is an amazing builder. He's been in the business for a long time. And his whole team is awesome. And a lot of his builds he does live on his Twitch stream. So you can actually... It may be an automatic thing where it's built on stream, but generally, I imagine you can request it as well. That's probably what you would need to do. But I want to see what this comes out to with my coupon code applied. We're at $37.49, so still under budget, which is quite nice. Let's view the cart here. Is there a share cart button? I believe they had that. Oh, you can add extra storage. That's nice. Additional storage drives. Let's see. Where is the coupon code entry on here? I need to, this is just proof that I need to be looking at Stints Built more frequently. Proceed to checkout, perhaps. Oh, share cart. Dang it. I'll just have to backtrack to that. Have a coupon. Click here to enter your code. There we go. Braythorn. Let's see if it is coding and working. Okay. Coupon code Braythorn, $93.75 off right there. Take a look at that. That is a nice discount right there. Brings it down to well, I don't see the amount before. And like the totals with handling, $37.65 and 93 cents. There you go. I don't think that includes taxes, but there you go. It's just my name. My name is a coupon code. Saves you money, supports what I do, and you get a rad PC out of it. Okay, let me see how to go back, edit the build. Unless I just press back. I might need to rebuild it. That will just take minutes because we've already made all the decisions. Nope, it's right there. Share cart. Save cart. Generate link. Thank you. I think I should say thank you to AJ in particular, because I think you were working on it, right? There's your link and the code. So in order to enter the code, you have to proceed to checkout and then click here where it says have a coupon. Click here to enter your code. And then you put in code Brayathorn. Save almost $100 off the build, and you support what I do while saving money. It's awesome. Hey, Candy, no problem. I promise you, I was not trying to antagonize you earlier. It was something I'd never encountered. After doing this for years, I've never encountered that situation. So it threw me for a loop, but you were a good sport about it, and I definitely appreciate that. But yeah, I think you'll like it. Stints built, awesome system integrator with awesome people working there. I need to honestly, and knowing that they have 50 series and 9800X 3Ds and stuff like that, they're a boutique builder. You're getting that boutique experience, and you may even, particularly if you request it, I think, be able to watch your build being done live on stream, which is awesome. Braythorn, forgot to ask for the PSU. I'm using the one I already had, but I'm a little concerned because I think it's an old model, Superflower LEDX 1000 watt. Superflower, yeah, that's a great power supply. Highly rated. Cycloflac, you're going to be fine with that 1000 watts with a 4080. Yeah, that's enough for that. You'll be fine. All right. All right, K Candy, thank you very much. I hope you have a good evening as well. 1 second. Hold on. Did my music cut out? Yeah, it did. Sorry about that. Okay, I know what I'm doing there. Okay, everybody. I appreciate y'all hanging out. We have reached, sadly, the end of tonight's stream. I would love for you to stick around because we're going to reward someone who was lurking in the stream tonight. A friend of the channel, Bastion Blue Succubus, who is a retro gamer who plays Super Metroid, does speed runs. Really, really fun streamer. And I would love for you to join me, stick around for that, and bring some friendliness and hype to them, the same that you have brought here. It would mean the world to me, because I can think of nothing more gratifying than not just having an awesome community, but sharing that awesome community and also sharing another content creator with you guys that you might really enjoy watching. So if you're watching on YouTube and you want to click the Twitch link in the description, that'll bring you over to the channel. You can raid with us because YouTube doesn't have a robust raiding feature like you do on Twitch. So I just don't do it. But if not, I'll drop a link for the Twitch stream in YouTube chat if you want to go over and check it out. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Exciting stuff coming. Plus gaming stream on Sunday and more PC matchmaking next week. But until then, take care.
Let's go, nerds!